All right, everybody. Good morning. Early stream today. Whew. Early stream today. But that is because we have an exciting day ahead of us. Big interview in about 45 minutes with the man himself, the Canadian legend, Mr. Barricade. Very excited. That Barricade dude is on some secret juice. Yo, what up, Cleaned Cheese? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. Welcome back. Hope you had a good night last night. Dude, he's doing something right. I need to figure out what the secret juice is. I need to figure out that recipe, and I need to start taking that immediately. Media. What the early stream doing? Brother, we got a podcast with Barricade this morning. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, dude, early stream. I don't know, I kind of like it. It makes me get up early. It makes me go to sleep early. It's just productive. It just feels productive. Thought it was tonight. Yo, I got you on your. It's a podcast for the work day. So usually, I know you guys are kind of used to me doing these things in the evening, but I think today's Barricade's day off, or a day that he doesn't stream and he works on whatever other stuff. So he said to do it this morning at 10. I'm pretty flexible. When I'm not doing anything, I'm pretty flexible. I always try to be accommodating as possible. So yeah, maybe we'll just play some games for a bit. And then probably at around, I want to say 9:50, 9:45, we'll probably get started. Oh, coffee's good. Coffee's very good. Yeah, so I'm currently 31% into level 97, and man, it is taking a long time. Oh shit. We got a sulfuric caverns here. Overrun. Should we try and do some Rogue Exiles? I haven't fucking got that jewel yet. Let's see. I did see the patch. Yes, I did see the patch. We can go over it in detail if you guys want. Let's see. Everything now makes much more sense. Okay. Why is there... Wait a sec. Wait a second here. Are you talking about 0.3B? Oh, what is that? Because getting Rogue Exiles and stuff felt so bad. It was because it was not calculated against the correct odds. Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Funny, I did one Rogue Exile. Like, I fully spec'd into everything Rogue Exile on the tree here. And then I had triple tablet for Rogue Exiles, and I still didn't see one on an overrun map, and I got so fucking mad. Okay. So yeah, we can try it. We can try it out on this overrun map and see.
Who sent you? Speak.
So we will spec out of shrines. Yeah, shout out to all the rogue exiles that were too lazy to spawn and stayed at home. They'll grab this, we'll grab this, all of this. Fixed a bug where stats that increase the chance of encountering specific content maps were only increasing the chance of relative to other content, not increasing the amount of content encountered overall. Seems like a good thing to fix, GGG. I'm happy about that. Okay, so we'll do this, we'll do that. We'll do this, we'll do that, and we'll do this. Okay. And now, if I go into my stash here, I've got Rogue Exiles. I've got Rogue Exile. I've got Rogue Exiles at the wazoo. Okay. And then if we do increased monsters, 93% increased monsters. Okay. You guys following me here? And then 16, 23, 21. All right, we're loaded up on Rogue Exiles. Plus we got hella monsters in here. Oh, this one's actually 19 better. Okay. What are the chances that one of these fuckers doesn't spawn? Excuse me. That'll be the day. And it's a sulfuric caverns. Oh. So like it's gonna be tight in here, you know what I mean? It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be very, very tight. Game audio is a little loud compared to music. Really? Turn that down. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Thank you for the heads up. Yeah, the game audio should definitely be quieter than the tunes. Definitely be quieter than the tunes. All right, thank you, bro. Are you at work today, my friend? Where are you today? Where do we find ourselves getting graced with whatever media's presence today? Okay, so far, we haven't seen one of the rogues. We know this because his health bar or their health bars haven't popped up above our screen. Ooh, you're off today. Nice, dude. You're up early. Which is why you're glad the pod's this morning. Hell yeah, dog. You get to catch it live and direct. Live and direct. Yeah, I don't think my regular viewers are going to be used to me streaming this early. That's all right. Oh, precursor tablet, yo.
Fortune favors the prepared.
That's very fair. Honestly, like, as much as I degenerately stay up late and play video games, I would much rather like be in bed and sleeping by like midnight and wake up early. Because I feel like you just feel so much better when you don't like do that. Even though in the moment, I get it. Playing video games, staying up late, it's fun, whatever. But like, I don't know. There's something nice about like seeing the sun and just feeling better about, I just feel better about myself when I do that. You know what I mean? Like adhere to a schedule and stuff. And I find it increasingly difficult to do that the longer the year progresses because of the lack of daylight that we get in Canada. Like, it's not like, you know, Antarctic levels of lack of daylight in the winter, but like it is shorter days for sure. And it can make it so that it's harder to get up early. But I'm going to try my best to stick to a decent schedule this winter. Okay, no sign of rogue exiles yet, which is kind of concerning. I have been a night owl my whole life, and then a couple years ago, I flipped where I said rather than staying up late when I'm tired after work to play games or do hobbies, I'm going to go to bed when I'm tired and get up and do the hobbies before work. And that has been working well for me. Oh, nice. So how early, if you don't mind me asking, how early do you get up before work now? Because usually if I have to work in the morning, I like to get up about an hour before work, shower, get coffee, eat some breakfast, and then go to work. But like, I've never really been the type of guy to wake up like 2, even 3 hours before work so I could like do stuff before. Oh my God. Bro, what is that? Yeah, we dipped that. Dude, that sucks, man. That was an overrun too. Fuck. Dude, even at level 97, sometimes shit gets fucking spicy, brother. I don't know. I feel like the rogue exile shit isn't like that was close. Yo, what up, Solius? How you doing, man? Oh, what up, Fatality? Good to see you, brother. Welcome in, dude. Early morning stream for the boys. Dude, I feel like the rogue exile shit just isn't working, man. Like, bro.
What is it?
Maybe it's because of an overrun map. It's like messing up with it.
Refocus. What is it?
I'm clocking in at 8 a.m. I'd wake up at 5, shower, breakfast, all that, then play games from like 6 until 7:40. Wow, okay. That's dedication. That's dedication to the craft of gaming. Because like, I don't know, it's hard to play games before doing stuff because I'm like, I just want to do one more map. I just want to do one more map. Don't you find that? Yeah, that was spicy. Yeah, let's just do. Work feels a lot better when I start my day off with something I enjoy. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I like that. I like that. And it means I'm never running late because I've already learned to leave. True. True. So you're prepared. Got your little lunch packed or whatever. You're like all ready to go. You're not like running behind. I love the feeling of being on schedule. Like not having the anxiety of being late is excellent. Absolutely excellent. I ripped to the Chaos Trial Bird today. First time playing HSC SSF because of you. Was steamrolling everything but that bird, man. Brother. 07, dude. I've died to that bird before. I think that was like the second or third way that I died in hardcore SSF. What level did you attempt the bird, bro? Because yeah, that bird you gotta be like level 50, I would say. We were talking about this yesterday on stream because people ask me all the time, Blaze, when do you ascend? When do you do your second ascension? And I always say, do it at level 50 because you have enough DPS at that point to just destroy any boss. And like you can go in there at like level 40 and probably be fine, but being fine against the other bosses is different than being fine against the tornado bird. Like the tornado bird is just on a fucking another level, and it has been that way since 0.3 or 0.1. Like that bird is just that bird is just cracked, bro. I don't know why it's so cracked, but it's cracked. First Citadel spot, bro. I've got Citadels everywhere. Look at this. This is a accurate representation of what the new patch has done. Where as soon as you go into an area here, this is what the clusters look like now. Where you have all three of the Citadels together. So it's a lot easier to do like Arbiter and stuff if you're doing that, which is great. I tried it right after the Chimera. Oh, you nasty boy. You trying to do it right at you're trying to do it at level 30, like 8 or something. That's fucking crazy, bro. Yeah. Yep. That's a hard lesson learned. Good thing is though, you only died at Act 3, and that's only like whatever it is, 3 hours of gameplay or whatever. I'm glad to hear that I've inspired yet another human to try the beautiful game mode of HC SSF. Makes me happy. Okay, what was I doing? So we will grab our experience tablets. Put these back in our stash. Because Rogue Exiles are kind of booty. HCSSF rocks, man. Thanks again, bro. My pleasure, dude. If you want a guild to join, I have a community guild. It's an HCSSF guild. We basically act as a emotional support during the death portion of the gameplay. So if you want to, just message me in game, BlazeWorks TTV, and we got lots of space in the HCSSF guild. Beach Boys, yes, sir. Yeah, it got a little spicy in here, boys. I'm not gonna lie. Man, what do you guys think about logout and like checkpoint skipping and stuff like that? Like, would you guys still play hardcore if like that just wasn't the case and you couldn't do that? Like, for me, it's in the game. And so playing within the game's parameters, you kind of have to use it. But I would still play hardcore SSF without that being in the game. You would just 100%, you would just die a lot more. But you know, it would kind of be cool to not be able to cheese stuff like that. Like I should have tried to get myself out of there. And I think that if you don't have that parameter within the game anymore, you have to play a lot differently. You have to play a lot more deliberately. Whereas now for me, it's like there's not very many situations where I'm going to get like fully one shot with like my current like effective HP. So I can be a little bit more risky. And then when shit goes like that, I can just, you know, pause, take a breath, and then reassess. The pausing feature is incredible though. It feels bad playing any ARPG without pause now. Yo, Everseen, what's going on, brother? How we doing? Good morning. I was looking for your stream last night. Did we take the night off to chill? Yo, good morning, Spam. How you doing, bro? Good to see you. Yes. Got the podcast coming up in probably around 25 minutes or so. Still waking up right now. Still getting my coffee in. Oh, but coffee is good. So I think my mix it up is broken after yesterday. And I don't know what to do. All my alerts are like delayed right now. I mean, it happened for a good reason because I got raided by Dead Rabbit and had like 400 people in here. But yeah, now all my alerts are just like delayed and buggy and shit. Good. Yeah, I chilled out last night. Probably stream some tonight. Kind of thinking about going Hollow Palm. Oh, swapping your build, not making a new character. Interesting. Okay. A Hollow Palm would be sick. I have yet to really give it a fair go on this patch. That's kind of what I thought my end game for the Chronomancer would be, is either Hollow Palm or Black Flame Chaos. Yeah, it's like, if you have good gear, you could just do so much damage. It's fucking crazy. My gear's kind of nutty for it. Oh yeah, I've seen your gear. Your gear's crazy, man. Yeah, the crazy body armor you have is really good for it. I did craft a decent little body armor last night, but I need a whittling dude to fix it up. I have a nice little 1200 by 487, but sadly T5 on the prefix, and we got some bad suffixes, but you know, we can work this. We can work with this. We can whittle this, especially the T11. But yeah, and then I also made this yesterday too, just for fun. A little 482 triple socket. Still not as good as this one, but yeah. At least I have some backup gear now, like some good backup gear. Do you recommend hybrid chest? I would recommend hybrid chest, even with CI, if your hybrid chest has a good roll of deflection on it as well. So that's what I'm really hoping for. Like if I can get a T1 or T2 deflection rating on this, it's pretty nice. But if you don't have any deflect, then pure ES is better. But yeah, so that's kind of my thought process, is like I will swap to this if I can hit a deflect on it. Because deflect is just increases your effective HP by so much. But I don't have any like passive tree investment for deflect, so doesn't really make the most sense to use it currently. Dude, I know. I hit the perfect T1, bro. Isn't that fucking insane? Isn't that fucking insane, dude? The max roll T1. And I'm pretty sure that was just a regular preserved rib, because I do have this ancient rib as well. Yeah. It's yo, what the? We got two overrun maps right here. That's tight. Yo, that shit's tight. You ruined your abyssal belt. How did you do that? Oh fuck. Did you hit it with an with an unlucky Val orb? Oh no. R.I.P. Guys, what if there was an item that could like undo corruption so you could re-corrupt it? What if? Yeah, it's pretty funny. I was watching Barricade last night, and he he raided a dude that went offline like the second the raid came in. So there was like 400 people that like went into this guy's chat. And then the second it was like Barricade has raided with 400 plus viewers, then immediately the guy just went offline. And then Barricade went live again to be like, I gotta make this right. I gotta make this right. And like by that time it was too late. Like everyone was, so yeah, it was pretty funny. I know all those viewers, it's gone, bro. It's gone. But one guy in the chat was like, well, off to Timmy P, I guess. And I was like, hell yeah. See you there, bro. I gotta have Timmy on the podcast. Maybe we'll do that before the end of the month. Got a little chat going with Timmy. Oh, Drake, what's going on, my brother? How we doing? Thank you so much for the raid, dude. Good day, good afternoon, good evening for you. I can't tell. Yo, what up, Aimless? How you doing, bro? How's the stream, mate? I'm gathering that we're pretty much done with PoE 2 until 0.4, if that's correct. It's 12:36 a.m. Oh, so you're wrapping up stream early? Yo, King Tater 11, thanks for the follow, brother. Welcome in. Yeah, don't you usually wrap up around like 2, 3 a.m.? It's early, bro. Oh, thanks for bringing some people in. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Blaze. I'm a PoE 2 streamer. Play mostly on hardcore SSF. I'm also a podcast host. So if you like people yapping about video games, that is what I do here quite frequently as well. So we're doing a podcast today in about 20 minutes. Yo, Janus. What up, man? Thank you for the follow, bro. Yeah, I just finished the game I was playing. Biding time until Battlefield. Oh, shit, you're getting Battlefield 6? Fuck, dude. I kind of want to get it. I had so much fun playing it on the beta test. Not entirely done with PoE, but the other games are all about to drop. True. And then people are playing a ton of Mega Bonk as well. I don't know if you've tried that yet. Confirmed yapper. Yeah, I've been known to yap from time to time. Weird. I thought I was following you when you did a pod with Try. No worries, dude. Yeah, what's going on, man? Welcome in, dude. Good to see you. Chromie. What up, dude? Thanks for the follow, man. Haven't tried Mega Bonk yet. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun. It's just one of those like games that it looks like you can just turn off your brain and just like have fun playing, but there actually is like quite a bit of strategy, I feel like, with like there's like builds and stuff in that game too. I don't know. I'm kind of PoE brained at the moment.
For my king, fury unleashed.
I'm kind of too PoE brained at the moment.
Slow down.
Oh no, I didn't swap my shit. What the fuck is that? Oh, I did swap my shit. Whee! Sorry, I'll read your messages in a sec, guys. I swapped positions of my skill gems in the menu, and now I'm swapping to the wrong shit. Oh my god. It's a little bit embarrassing, isn't it?
Each battle teaches, each step reveals.
Oh, hello. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Divine Orb? Yeah, I started HCSSF a bit ago. Nice. Do that when all my characters become Giga Chad. Nice. You get the most out of the league then. That's kind of the way that I would recommend it to people too. If you're a trade player, but you can also enjoy hardcore as well, like you can literally play the league for like a couple months. Whereas a lot of people, I feel like, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, because I know that a lot of my community is like hardcore SSF pilled, but like a lot of people this league, it seems like they kind of just like, I don't know, burnt themselves out really hard, like early, like the trade league boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had like a couple of my friends who play trade league that were like, yeah, we're done with the league. And it was like 2 weeks into the league. And I was like, already? And then they got excited for Timmy's league, and then they all died in Timmy's league, and I was like, oh, okay, boy. You can't just die once. Timmy's league. That's how it always goes. Yeah. There's a few people that play the game like all the way through. Like I remember in 0.2, like literally like a week before 0.3 came out, it was like me, Aimless, Machi, Pav, who else was playing? Timmy. Like we were all kind of just still vibing on the PoE 2, like up till the very last minute, you know? Hong Step, bro. What up, brother? Game's so good. Why stop? I honestly have fun playing this game like for months at a time without stopping. It's kind of weird. I feel like we're like just like outliers, bro. Like straight up. I've died so many times, still going again though. Hell yeah. Oh, what up, King Tater? How you doing, bro? See you. Yeah, I've died 5 times, I think. I'm not gonna lie though, a few of my deaths this league have been kind of bullshit. Like higher percentage skill issue. I mean higher percentage Jake than skill issue. Oh god, I butchered that. Yeah, I left 0.2 so early that there were many new runes. Yeah. So you left before like they actually fixed 0.2. 0.2 was actually like fire. Not at the beginning, but at the end. Like maybe a month or so in. It was like really good. Troll deaths? Yeah, dude. Your trial of Sekima's death. Love dead bosses still using abilities. Yeah, abilities that can one-shot you. Yeah, what up, Skid Down? How you doing, man? Good to see you. I had no idea that I still to this day had no idea. And this is the thing about hardcore SSF is like there are these knowledge checks that you have to just like die to sometimes because that's the only way that you're going to learn unless you watch streamers a lot, which I try to watch a lot of streams when I can, when I have time. But it's like a very specific weird instance. Like that death was a very specific weird instance that I just didn't know about. You know what I mean? Okay. We have okay, we got an experience overrun channel. Let's go. Nice hideout, man. Yo, thank you. My boy Dapper Goldie made this for me. Because my hideout looked like I was living out of a cardboard box. And now he created this beautiful, like, serene oasis. It's so sick. Yeah. I looked like a peasant before. Chat used to tear me a new asshole every fucking stream, bro. They're like, you're an artist and your hideout looks like that? And now it's just like a vibe in here. Yeah, shout out to the homie Dapper Goldie, bro, for hooking me up. My goat this league with the deaths. Oh, man. It was less than a cardboard. Bro, how can it be less than a cardboard box, bro? That's terrible. Awful. Oh. Guys, we just got a message from Talkative Try. Oh, shit. He is asking me to submit another submission for his new collaborative video titled What Change or Addition does PoE 2 need in 0.4? So I have to ask you guys, like, what are we thinking? Like, what are the biggest... Like, if you could see one thing in 0.4, what would it be? Changes, balance? Is it optimization in the end game? Like, what are you guys thinking? I really have to put my thinking cap on for this one because it's hard to like nail down like one particular piece of feedback. Currency rarity rework. I would love that. As we were talking about in your stream yesterday, doing it where rarity does not affect currency is a nice change that I think they should implement. Yo, what up, Aces? Or Aced Skull? What up, man? Welcome in, bro. Good morning. What else we got? Atlas Tree, that is not terrible. Doesn't the Atlas Tree reflect directly the end game, though? Like, this Atlas Tree just reflects what we have in the end game. Like, once there's more shit to do in the end game, I think this will look better. But right now, it's kind of just like, that's just the way it is. It's meh compared to PoE 1. Yeah, but PoE 1 has so much more, right? So, you know, the Atlas Tree has to be thicker. Although, I'm not going to lie, I will say that I like the Atlas Tree of PoE 1 a lot more because you start at the bottom, right? Like you start here and you work your way up. Whereas here, I don't really know if I guess it reflects an infinite Atlas, right? Where you start in the middle and you kind of start in the middle of your Atlas as well. So it is cohesive in that manner, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like they could definitely. Yo, what up, SK? How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, I think performance. I don't know though. I was talking about this yesterday, guys, and like, let me know what you think. Like, I don't think that performance is high on their priority list because the game's not done yet. So like, why would they focus on performance when they could just focus on making content? Here's the thing. The campaign is optimized as fuck. Like the campaign runs incredibly well. And that is just like a symbol of what's to come for the end game. But because the end game isn't complete and because the end game is kind of like half cooked compared to the campaign, like it's kind of a no-brainer why it's not as optimized. I feel like it will be. Sure. All right, Major saying classes, weapons, endgame rework. A year in, and we are still half the classes and less than half of melee weapons. The melee weapons thing is absolutely needs to be playable to get people to test. I mean, it is playable. Is it good? Like playable well? I don't know. I don't think so. Especially on like certain maps. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like when I get into a Savannah map and I have like 10 breaches, I'm like excited for that, but I'm also like, holy fuck, like I'm at like 10 frames. You know what I mean? For a lot of people that can't even play. Where are swords, bro? Where are swords? I don't think we're gonna get swords in 0.4. And I know that is gonna be a bad thing. When Steam Deck, bro, if the game is not optimized currently for like high-end PCs, there's no way that it's gonna be able to run on a Steam Deck. I guess you could probably play the campaign on a Steam Deck and be fun, but like playing your end game build. Remove a decent amount of the degens and ground effects. Okay, I like that as well. I don't know, something. Oh fuck, something with UI. I feel like would be nice. Like, I think in PoE 1 you have the ability to like recolor like the enemy like effects. If I'm not mistaken, like that would be nice. So that everything was just a bit more visible. But yeah, like I totally agree. The melee weapons, like we just need more of them. Feels bad right now only having like spears, maces, and quarterstaffs. One of those actually feels really really good. I'm actually falling in love more with quarterstaff this patch though than I had before, but daggers please, Shadow. Yeah, dude, I've never played Shadow before, but it'd be very sick. I always liked playing like Rogue. Like I played like Rogue in like Diablo 4 and shit, and that was sick. Spears 80% for Odge. Yeah, it's yo, but Primal Strikes is pretty sick. And dude, Rake, guys, don't forget about Rake, boys. Don't forget about Rake. That shit carried us through the campaign last patch. My damn Templar. Yo, Templar would be sick. All right, so let's make some notes here really quickly. Let me open up a notepad. We got some good ideas in here. All right, so things for 0.4. All right, can y'all see this? Okay, things for 0.4. Okay. So we have optimization. We have currency rarity rework. More classes, skills, weapons. Melee for sure. What else do we got? Okay, ground effects removal. Visual. I'm gonna put visual clarity in here because I think those go hand in hand with that. Fix the game to run better. I think we have that under optimization, King Tater. So end game rework. I think that's obviously going to be part of what 0.4 is, but I'll just put that in anyway. What else do we have here in terms of messages? What else did you guys want to see in terms of the end game? Like, are we set on the like actual Infinite Atlas vibe, or are we not set? Druid. Okay. I guys, I really think that Druid will be coming in 0.4. I don't think this is cope. I think it's actually coming. Oh shit. Got a message from Barricade. Yeah, I really thought that for 0.3. I don't know, dude. I didn't think about 0.3 with that Druid in mind. All right, guys, we're going to hop on a call with Barricade right now. Get the podcast started. We'll come back to this list. Actually, we'll ask Barricade right now.
Hello, 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 hello. Test,
Good.
test, test.
Good morning. How are you?
Great morning to you. It's always good. Thank you very much. And yourself?
I'm doing good. Okay, right off the top, I got a question. Me and Chad have been discussing this, and I need your input. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
If you could see one thing in 0.4 as a change, what would it be?
Okay. So I got to answer that for Talk of a Try as well. So I'll give it to you right now. Early exclusive. I want multiplayer to be better because it's kind of rough when I can't see shit and I want to see shit and I want to see your shit and I want to play together so that I can like make some dynamic tactical decisions in combat, not just get balloon knot explosions. So it'd be really cool if the visual clarity could be a little bit tightened up so that I could really appreciate the nuance of like relying on your flame wall or like a cold wall, something like that with my lightning skills to really make some impactful moments. But hard as hell to do right now. That's what I would do. What about you?
So what do you think the solution would that be? My first mind thought went to like each player has a different color visual effect. So like for instance, if you're player 1, you're like all red shit. Player 2, all blue shit, and you can kind of see it's a bit corny though. You know what I mean?
The thing is, like, so cool take. At least you have one. Diablo 4 did that, where it's like all the bad guy stuff is red, but they put that on a red background. Now you just don't see nothing. So I can't. And plus, people, by the way, are colorblind, so you want them to play too, right? So then you have to rely on like iconography. Like you're into the arts, right? So icons are sick. Anybody can activate them and use them. I think that's the way to go. When I provided the solution that I thought was best, it was like, and again, I'm going to say Fortnite, but it pisses people off because little kid game, whatever. But Fortnite slaps. It's like the HUD's there. Like you can have high impact moments and see what's going on. And so I thought that was a really good solution. You just got to modernize it for the game we're playing, and maybe you got some sizzle. Maybe that's the answer. But it could be audio. But some people don't play with audio; they listen to music. Can't be colors because colorblind. So what are your options, really? Right? You're in this restrictive scenario. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, we're putting together a list right now, and then I kind of have to. It's tough to answer this with like. What's the most important thing? Because there's obviously quite a few issues that people are dealing with right now. But I never really thought about the multiplayer clarity. I can only imagine how rough that is with just how bad visual clarity is at the end game right now in general. So that's a good one. Yeah,
like in the beginning, it feels perfect, right? You got your skills. It's kind of very, it's minimalist, right? And it kind of works. And then later on, it's like, there's the Path of Exile I love. And he's like, how do I, oh man, like what do I do? Like, what do I do, right? So I played player 6, like all these chads just slapping the content. It's like can't see a damn thing. So that's my thing. If they get that right, oh man, they're unstoppable. Like it's crazy good. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
that's wonderful, especially from somebody who never plays multiplayer. I think I've done multiplayer in the last like 6 months, like twice, and it's been amazing both times. Like twice, you forget how like synergistic these abilities are sometimes. Like you're like, oh shit, I'm breaking armor, and you're doing physical damage, and it just works. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Yeah, I do. You're like a monk, and all of a sudden you're in a bad spot. You just kind of roll behind someone's minions. You're like, well, that was kind of nice. Back in the fray, right? And you tap his bell, and away we go. It's like that's sick. But you got to do that more than twice. You got to get in there. Twice. Who are the lucky 2 people? Like my God,
it's been insane. The same. It's been like the same dudes. Actually, no, that's not true. So usually I do like multiplayer at the end of a leagues because I'm obviously SSF for the most part. But then at the end of the league, we'll do like a hardcore bro self-found. So I'll play with my buddy Lex, and we can only trade between each other in hardcore.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like the group. The group self-found thing is fun. Yeah, dude, bro lifting Ray class has got to be a thing. Someone's got to do this.
It's great.
That's too sick. I love it. Yeah, it's good. Woo-hoo. Well, thanks for having me, by the way. Before we get going, I appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out. I've never said no to a podcast, so thanks for giving me a shot, and let's hang out and learn about each other. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you as well, man. I have a clip of your stream saved. That it was like when I added you on Discord and you like started dancing and was like, we're collaborating with Blazeworks. So I with your permission, I want to like add in myself like dancing and shit like that with you in
Oh,
there
yeah.
as part of
Yeah,
like
Gunnar.
something at the end of the podcast that'll be funny to put in.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got sure. Yeah. I fixed my. You were popping in the channel yesterday, so thank you for that. I noticed that my audio cable was for some reason messed, so it's fixed today. So there won't be any kind of disconnects with the audio. So that's good. That's done. So yeah, all good. Just
Okay.
just had to get it up there. Yeah. In case you gotta get loose.
Anybody in chat, can you guys just let me know how Barricade's sounding right now? On my end, he's sounding pretty good.
Thank you.
Everybody, anybody in here who has some input would love to hear if he's sounding good. Sounds great. Okay, nice. Awesome.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check. Okay. Good.
All right, excellent. All right, I will do the cheesy YouTube intro and we will get started, man. Are you all ready to go?
Sure. I've got it's early, like, right? So my dog is hanging out. He's here in the morning. So if I have to pause for some reason, I apologize, but just shooting straight with you. So if I have to let him upstairs or something, he's got a bad hip, so I got to do that. That's about
No
it.
worries, dude. Yeah, we can always do whatever you need to do. We can always edit it out, like down
Get
the
it in
road.
post.
Yeah,
We'll get it in post.
exactly.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right.
Okay, sure.
All right, sweet. All right, ready? Count down from 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Passive Tree Podcast, a podcast dedicated to talk about life, Path of Exile 2, and everything in between. On today's episode 23, we are joined by a fellow Canadian ARPG content creator and streamer. It's none other than Barricade. Welcome on, and how the heck are you doing, bro?
Yeah, always good. Thank you so much again for having me. I appreciate it, and it's a pleasure to be here. Let's get after it. Let's have a good time.
Hell yeah.
sure.
So yeah, the first question, I'm sure you saw this on the list. As a Canadian to a Canadian, let's break the ice. Give me your standard go-to Tim Hortons order, bro. What's it gonna be?
So right now it's an iced coffee with a shot of vanilla. If I'm gonna go, that's what it is. That's mine. That's my go-to. Yeah.
Okay, and you said if you're gonna go, is it because you try not to go to Tim Hortons that often?
They changed, okay? Like, they changed the formula. It's not the same. It's like, if I want mud water, I'll go to Timmy's. But if not, I enjoy a delicious cup of freshly roasted Folgers. That's what I get with. So that's my go-to. But if I'm out and about and I need that little something, boom, it's going to be iced coffee, shot of vanilla. But it's not the same. What about you? What do you like? What do you get after?
I agree 100%. It's kind of, for me, like a last resort. Like, I don't go out of my way to ever get Tim Hortons. Yeah, it's just not that great. It's not that great.
It used to be the thing. Like, you'd stop by, you're like, start my day or whatever, right? Boom, Timmy's. Now, I'd rather not. Like, I'd rather buy an MTX and PoE, let's be honest. Like, it's so much better. It's so much better. It is.
It's way better value, for sure.
Yeah, exactly right. So, yeah, there you go.
But if I do go Barricade, I will get, in the summertime, I like an ice cap. That is one of the few things that I really like from Tim Hortons is like a summertime ice cap. It's delicious. It's cold. It's so good. And then I just like this might be a little basic, but just a small double, dude. That's the way. That's my order, man. I don't know.
You're allowed to like what you like. I just don't have to agree with it. It's how it is. It's fine, right? Enjoy your regular plain donut with it, and enjoy life in your 60s. It's fine. It's okay. It's all good. We do what we do, right? It's all good.
For sure. Because normally I'm a black coffee drinker. Like, I just like to taste my coffee the way that it comes. Like, I buy coffee from this awesome place in Toronto called Larry's. They make like great coffee.
Never had it.
Okay. Really, it's really, really great. But with Tim Hortons, because the coffee's so like watery, I feel like I have to put cream and sugar into it to make it drinkable.
I mean, listen, it depends on what's going on that day. If I need to spice it up, I'll do it, but I'm good to go. Like, I'd rather have a cup of water than that, but I get it. Larry sounds great. never had it. I've never had it before. So yeah, that's what it is.
Hell yeah. All right. So I'd love to get some lore about you, because this is the first time that we've had a chance to sort of like get to know each other. So I just want to ask you, like, when did you start gaming and what were you playing on when you started?
Okay, so gaming forever. Like, we got in there young. So I think my first game ever was like Nintendo, like NES back in the day. It was like Batman the movie game kind of came out, and that's what me and my brother played. I remember getting babysat by somebody, and we had the console, so we were playing that, and it was like a side scroller kind of thing, and that was my first foray into the gaming experience. And it was, I think, if memory serves, that's when it started. But I've been back since way back then, and just playing like Mario and you name it, all that stuff. So lucky enough to get in there. We didn't really have a system for a long time after that. Things were tight at home. Then I ended up going to a public library, playing some online Dungeons and Dragons on like a browser, which is sick. Like, turn left, skeletons there, 6 damage, your character's dead. You don't know what happened, but it's cool. So you go again, right? And that's kind of like what I did. And so we did that for a while. Then we got into like PlayStation after that, and Final Fantasy came out, changed my life, and gaming's been amazing. It's been a part of my life the whole time, and it was a good escape from craziness at home. So it's been a part of my lineage the whole time. So yeah, how about you? When did you get into it?
That's super cool. Yeah, I also started with Nintendo as a youngster. My first system was actually technically was Sega Genesis. I don't know if you ever tried that one when you were a kid.
You're one of the lucky guys. I had friends that had it, but I never had a Sega. It's like, that sounds Sega. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
imagine having that. Yeah, good for you. Congratulations.
So I never had that one, but my cousins did. So that was technically the first console I ever
Okay.
played. But when I got one, it was an N64, which also, was such a great console as well.
Come on, N64 slaps. Like, that one's like game changer, right? Very good.
Yeah. Playing games like Super Smash Bros, Mario Party, like all these.
Who's
types
your
of
go-to in
things.
Smash? Who's your Smash guy?
Ooh, on
your character?
N64, I really liked Captain Falcon, dude. The
Thank you.
Falco punch.
Falcon
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah, when
Exactly.
you're
That's
hitting
so
someone
good.
with
Yeah,
that, It feels good. It feels good.
That game is just good. It's such a good example of what games can be, right? It's competitive, but it's so fun, And then you get into like the corner trapping and stuff. I like the skill levels in that game. It's very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
big fan of that game. Yeah.
Another game that I played so much on N64 was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
I dodged that. I don't know what
Okay.
happened. Like, this must be an age thing, but I dodged that, didn't care. And I think maybe I was doing like wrestling games then at some point, something like this. I got into Magic the Gathering, so maybe that's why the overlap wasn't the same. But
Okay.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was a big game, but I just dodged that whole wave. Don't know how. It just didn't happen,
That's fair. That happens, man. Like, I feel the same way about Final Fantasy games. Like you mentioned before, it changed your life. I totally dodged that shit, bro. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. I know.
Never a single Final Fantasy. Whoa.
I've
Well, let me
never
tell you.
played a single Final Fantasy game.
When you're enjoying your double, I'll tell you right now, there's gonna be a really awesome experience waiting for you on the other side. It's very, very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which one should I
That's
play
pretty good.
first? Or should I go through and start with number 1 and go all the way through?
Nah, I think you start with 7. Some people are gonna tell you 3 or whatever, but you play whatever you want. You can't really lose with Final Fantasy. They're all very good, except for X2. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So
Not
stay
good.
away from X. So stay away from 12.
In my opinion, but that yeah. So
Yeah.
just get into one try. See if you have time, which I don't think you will, because this content creation game, which is amazing, you're doing great. So right on.
It's tough. I think that it's hard to like try all of these different games. Like, I don't know. Have you played Expedition 33?
Claire Obscure, no,
Yeah.
no.
Okay. Really? As a Final Fantasy enjoyer, I'm surprised. Apparently, it's like Game of the Year, top dog type stuff.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't fall into I'm not gonna say the tropes, but I love what I love, and I just try to become as great at it as I can be. And when I'm really enjoying a game like Path of Exile, PoE 2, Diablo 2, whatever, I'm in it. Like, I am in it. I've got an addictive personality. I can't just find one unique and be okay. I got to find all the uniques, and I'm missing one in Diablo 2. So when it comes to like ARPGs, I just stick in it, and I just try to understand what's up, combat flow, all that jazz. I just try to learn it. And Claire Obscure comes out, Megabonk comes out, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, I'm glad there's another game, but I'm right here right now, and I don't want to deviate. It's just, that's how I am. That's just what I find myself doing. It's nuts.
I'm like that
Yeah.
too. And I don't know if it's about you, but I think there's something for me that has to do with like the multiplayer aspect. And it's funny I say that because I don't play the multiplayer
Yeah.
aspect, but I like having people in the world around me. You know what I mean? I like being in town and seeing those
Yeah.
guys running around, and I like having my guild chatting and global chat popping off and stuff. And I feel like whenever I'm in a single player game, it is a very solitary experience, and I'm not really into that these days.
You like the feature, you just don't want to have to use it all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's cool, right? Like, I like that there's somebody there if I want to play with them, but right now I'm good. By the way, SSF is a good mode. It teaches you a lot about the game. So
It does.
how do you not, right? Yeah, it's
For sure.
amazing. I'm really enjoying it too. Yep.
I love that. Yeah, I can't wait to get into the SSF and hardcore conversation. I do have a few other just follow-up questions, sort of lore-based stuff. So we listed off a lot of consoles. Was there like a moment that you can recollect where you sort of made the jump from console into PC gaming? I know you said the library. Was there like a moment after that where you got a computer at home and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I had a decent friend group from Magic the Gathering that would go around and we'd play card tournaments and stuff like that. And one guy, he had a computer, and on that computer he had this game called Diablo. And I said, okay, I'll give that a shot. And I got hooked. Like, I'm at this guy's house, it's a sleepover, and everybody's passed out. They got the TV on, right? And I'm just sitting there in the back, leaning back in the chair, just playing Diablo 1. I'm like, this game's kind of insane, because it started with me in the library with that turn-based Dungeons and Dragons experience, and now it's like real-time ARPG. I was like, this is insane. Like, this is changing my life. And so we got done playing Aliens vs. Predator on that like gaming center, and I'm over here on his computer playing this. This game was nuts. And I was hooked. I was like, this is nuts. And I couldn't stop, dude. Like the sun came, like I had to pretend I was sleeping, wake up with everybody else in the morning just because I was playing so much of that game. And I was hooked right there. It just had me by the balls. Amazing game. Incredible game. So yeah.
Wait, Diablo was your first like actual PC game that you played aside from like Dungeons and Dragons, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah. That's the one on
incredible.
somebody else's computer. Yeah, we didn't have a computer growing up, right, till later on, and then when we did, it was Diablo 2,
Yeah.
Lord of Destruction after. But yeah, it was just I got a little snapshot into that. Yeah, that was me.
That's amazing. Oh my God. What a game to get started on. I never played Diablo 1 when I got into computer gaming. It was Diablo 2 first, then I went back, tried Diablo 1 afterwards. But yeah, man, powerful gaming experiences, both of them.
I can remember when my friends got into Diablo 2 and they're like, they explained it like, because I came from a Dungeons and Dragons background, like playing when in high school and all that jazz. And the one guy, it used to be a weird thing. You put a ruby in the skull of a skeleton to imbue it with your yada yada, and you'd summon it up, right? And so that's like kind of what I knew. That was like the lore that I knew, right? So I take that into Diablo 2, and suddenly I'm resurrecting things, that whoosh, that sound, and I'm like, oh. And this is all happening like in real time. This is it. Like I was so addicted to Diablo 2, Necromancer, Summon Necromancer was the shit. Blood Golem, like all that stuff. I couldn't put it down, man. And so thousands and thousands and thousands of hours and Wild West Diablo 2 stuff, just a crazy, amazing game. And so that has forged me into this ARPG guy. And I just don't ever want to put that down. It's like the one game genre I just can't keep away from. It's just so good if it gets done right. Some games don't do it so well, but this one right now, PoE 2, chef's kiss. And PoE 1 lastly was sick. So yeah, good times.
Definitely. And it's funny because Diablo 2 is sort of like the inspiration for many of our like now modern day action RPG titles. Path of Exile was like, they were trying to make a D2 sequel, right? And now with Path of Exile 2, it's like you can directly see the inspiration like flowing out of Path of Exile 2. Like every every corner you look around, you're like, oh, that's from Diablo 2. Oh, that's from Diablo 2. So I think that's helping us, two people who are D2 veterans really find a comfort spot with this game as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of conversation like in the chats that I have. It's just it's a who's the spiritual successor kind of conversation, and I think Grinding Gear Games is nailing it. But it's interesting because they've openly said like they wanted to make that better version, right? Like where's that better version? And I think they've done it. In my opinion, what do you think?
Oh my God, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
like I haven't had a game like really pull me in like Path of Exile 2 has since like Diablo 2 when I was like a young kid, like playing Diablo 2. It's kind of like evoked that same feeling, right, for me, where like I'm just totally encapsulated by the world, by the characters, by the skills, animations, sound effects. Like it is kind of like me reliving that moment. And I made a whole like YouTube video about this because I just was like, these two games are like so similar and innovative too. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about Diablo 2. We talked about Final Fantasy. Were there any other games aside from like the ARPG genre and the RPG genre that left like a lasting impression on you as a gamer?
Yeah. So this goes down to family. So me and my brother, like we always game. Me and my brother, super tight. And when we grew up, it was fighting games. FGC, Fight Game Community, we follow this like it's a pulse. I love fighting games. So Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat was there. So I love those games. There's something special about talking some shit in a fighting game, getting completely tossed, and you're like, okay. And then you get the street sweat where your controller's slipping, right? The comments are coming out kind of blurred, and you're just trying to win. And that just happens for hours. And then someone gets so angry because you get on that win streak, they have to leave the room because they can't handle another loss. And that was just so damn good. It's that competitive edge that I don't get in an ARPG because like a leaderboard climb isn't all that exciting, but sitting down with some street is always a good time. It's always a good time, and it's just the energy around the FGC is exciting, and I love it. So for me, it's fighting games. What about you? What's your, if you have one, what was it outside of that?
That just evoked like such a core memory of me as well. So I have a brother. We've been gaming. We shared a room like all throughout elementary school and like some of high school
Sick.
as well. And so
Yeah, we did that.
in our room we had like Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, and like we always had Mortal Kombat as like the game that we would come home from school and we'd be like, yo, let's go at it. And we would spend time like in the dojo, the training area, when one of us wasn't around, learning combos, practicing against an NPC version of like our main characters so that we could lock in when we fought and like actually have a one-up on each other. And dude, the rivalry, the shit talking. Oh my god, it was like it
Man,
was next level.
I had Kung Lao on lock. I'd have the hat come off. Like you hit,
Nice.
I had it all. I'm like, this is, and then I'd take that to our friends. We'd play, and just like you and your bro, like we would get after it. And we were pretty okay. Like we were at the point where like, are we playing tournaments now? Like, are we gonna start doing this? We never did. But after 70 rounds every night, it's like you're pretty good at a game, right? Like you or not. So go find out. We just never did. But yeah, I loved it. Fighting games are so much fun. They're so good. So good. That's why I miss PvP in this game. Like we need PvP. It's so good. It adds so much to a game.
It's tough though with PvP. I feel like we had it in Diablo 4, and it was kind of like this really niche thing that you could do that didn't feel the way that Diablo 2 PvP felt. Where like you're in the rogue encampment,
Yes.
you join in a server, everyone's there to just like kill each other, and you go out, and it's like you hear the noise like the trumpet, and then it's on, right? Like
yeah.
yeah.
But like, here's the thing, right? Like just because Diablo 4's implementation was substandard, that shouldn't be a good representation of what a modern ARPG PvP could be. Look at Diablo 2. Look how great that was as like a premise, as like a standard, and then make that better. Like when you're fighting rogue exiles, which I don't think you've been finding in your maps, but I wish you did. When you're fighting those rogue exiles, doesn't it feel kind of cool and they dodge and heal? Or you're like, okay, there's like that moment. If they could make that and extrapolate that concept in a very fun way, we got something. Like, don't you agree?
I agree. I think that for me personally, I haven't really seen like PvP done in an ARPG well since Diablo 2. And so it's hard to imagine like,
Sure.
what that looks like now. Like, is it in arenas, 2v2, 1v1, 3v3s? How do they balance that? There's so many things
Right.
to, oh my God, there's so many things to balance in
So,
PvP.
like,
It
in
hurts my
Diablo
brain.
4's in Diablo 4's early seasons, it was about cooldowns, potion usage, and it was structured. There was some ebbs and flows, right? Later on, the power creep hit, and it was just you couldn't even target a Spiritborn evade guy. He's basically immune to damage. Like so, nobody did that anymore in hardcore because what a waste of time. But in the beginning, they had a structure that was pretty good. So if that was evaluated, maybe amplified, then maybe you would change your position. But I don't disagree with you. No one's really doing it well right now. There's one company, Moon Studios, with No Rest for the Wicked. They're going to be introducing some of that PvP, and I'm really excited for that. Those guys kill it. So I'm waiting to see who does it next because the genre has got a gap in the market for this, and I'm excited to see who gets it right and who gets to the market first. Correctly.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, I think that's a great point. And at the end of the day, like the more ways that people can enjoy PoE2, the bigger the audience will be, and the better the game success will be because more people can enjoy it. And I think as long as they don't like dumb down the difficulty to a point where like anybody can just pick it up, like we have to be locked in sometimes in this game. I really love that part about PoE2. But yeah, if there's a way that we can lock in and also lock in against each other and play, PvP and whatever, I think that'd be awesome. And I think, yeah, you're absolutely right. There is a market for it, and there is not that many people really taking advantage of that right now.
Yeah, I think it adds like people ask for endgame stuff. It adds another layer of endgame activities that you might want to engage with, and the kind of items you might look for, depending on how this system's brought in, is vastly different than a PvE experience. So in that its own right, that is an interesting way to enjoy the endgame if you wanted to opt into that adventure, right? Like, I love Elden Ring. Did you ever play Elden Ring?
I did. I played it for like 40 hours. I never beat it though.
Okay, so you're not an Elden Lord. That's okay. You get a pass. It's fine.
Yeah.
No one's going to judge you. But if you had this ability for like Path of Exile to toggle on enemy incursions, and I could fight you, and you would know I'm spawning into your zone to fight you in your map, and you beat me, then you get some currency or something. Or if I beat you, I get some currency or something. It's like you're asking for the additional challenge, and if you can overwhelm it, that's kind of cool. I don't know. I'd love to try the idea. I'm not sure if it would pop off, but I think it could be interesting to check out things like that, just to spice up the map, just to spice up the run a bit. And they're already doing a bunch of good stuff, but it could be even better. Yeah. Pretty
That's
nice.
crazy. So you're talking about basically the way that Elden Ring and Dark Souls has it, where like you can actually like jump into somebody else's world, go hostile with them, or help them out and randomly, and
Yep.
just have that extra layer of encounters. That's super cool. Yeah.
We know what that feels like from the Diablo 2 world. Like, you remember doing a Magic Find run, right? You're going after the Countess or something, and all of a sudden, dude, ABC pops in, whoa, like swords go up. You're like, okay, high alert. Now I'm locked in. Like, where is this person? And you're checking out your mini map, and you're like, is he close? Like, what's going? Like suddenly it's not just another Countess run, but it's an exciting moment. And who knows? And then you get a Zir, and then you get to flex. Like, gotcha. You know what I mean? That's the fighting game thing. So again, that's not going to be for everybody, but I like that could be a thing, and I like that Path of Exile's got the bones to support that, I believe, which is pretty nice. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's real good.
Absolutely. I feel like you're absolutely right. As long as it's not like a mandatory thing, because
No, it
people
can't be
who are-
mandatory.
Yeah, people who are playing ARPGs, 95% of them, they don't want to interact with that type of stuff. But it would be cool for that 5-10% to like, have that be a thing.
Imagine you're a casual dude, like you only have a couple hours a week. Totally fine, no problem with that. And you're doing like, I don't know, you're doing Bira, right? That's how cool. Boom. So guy runs out of clear. He runs out of town. He's 85 and just like torpedoes you. You're like, what is this game? Like, that's a very you can't do that, right? So I think, you can't do that, but it'd be fun. Yeah.
That would be hilarious, though.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. Yeah.
So I have to ask you. So you used to be a graphic designer. I saw that sort of like on your bio. I don't know, like if you've made all of your own graphics and your own logos and stuff like that, but like
I made you one today. That's you. I made you one in the back.
That is excellent. Honored.
Sure, I gotta throw it in. Yeah, of course, no problem. But I didn't think you'd mind.
Of course not. But I have to ask you, like, when did you sort of like make the transition from being like a graphic designer to like a content creator, and like how did that journey sort of like happen?
5 years ago, September 1st. That's when it happened.
Damn.
Sorry, 4 years ago, September 1st. That's when it happened. So the year before that, I was into Diablo 2 Resurrected with streaming. And I'd failed at streaming with Magic the Gathering for about 7 years before. I say failed because I'd get an average of 10 viewership. And I'm a family guy, and I couldn't support my family of 10 people hanging out. And I appreciate all the people that did. Over 7 years, I earned about $3,000 Canadian, which is about 10 cents US, which is fantastic. But it was cool to earn some revenue. Couple double doubles, right? Which I didn't even like. So it's like fucking great. So I do that for 7 years, and I was happy to do it, but I never wanted to quit. And so I just never hit with Magic the Gathering on Twitch. I think it's a bit of a niche market. And so I ended up playing Diablo 2 Resurrected because they're bringing out this game that I just grew up with. That's awesome. And I said, what the hell? Looks great. And I started playing it. And I met, and if you ever checked out the Twitch stats, you'll see like it just starts to grow, which is something that you hope for, but you never know. Like you just don't know, right? And so for 1 year, I played nothing but Diablo 2 Resurrected on Twitch, and I grew an amazing community of people that wanted what I wanted. They wanted to team up with people, and they wanted to just pay it forward. They wanted to be in each other's company and just play multiplayer and help each other out in any way possible. And that's what we cultivated after a year. And so 6 months into it, I had a bunch of people on Twitch that I was chatting with, like content creators like yourself and others, right, at the time. And they said, hey, man, if the community's supporting you after half a year, go full time, give it a shot. And I said, no, I don't think so, because I'm a family guy. Like I got dependents and stuff. I have to be responsible. So I said, I'm going to go for a year. I'll go for another 6 months of this. And if the energy's still there, if the sizzle's still happening for having a good time, I will quit my full-time job and I will commit to going full-time content creation. If the community wants to commit to it, I'll take the leap and I'll go. And 4 years ago, I took the leap, and I'm not looking back, and they've been there since day one, like they said they would be. And so it's been a hell of a journey, and I wouldn't change a damn thing, but I had to do graphic design. I had to go through those meetings. I had to have that job I hated. I had to do all that so that I can appreciate what I have now. And so I enjoy the ride, and I'm going to just hold on for dear life and lock in and full send every frickin' day, because that community deserves nothing less than the best I got. And I'm going to give it to them. And I'm going to give it to them every time. Absolutely.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, it's really cool hearing your story. Pretty inspiring, actually, as well, because as a full-time artist, it's tough, because that is like a cool job in itself. I'm sorry that like graphic design for you wasn't hitting like the sweet spot, I guess, where like content creation and playing games was, but it's better than doing a lot of other things. I feel like for me anyway, doing art is like, I've done a lot of like shit jobs in my day, and like
same. Yeah.
Yeah. So like the fact that I can like make a living doing like my own art, and like, it's a bit different than graphic design, where like you have to be very like, specific with a lot of things. I did some graphic design courses in school, and like we had like an hour-long discussion about like kerning between like two letters. And I was like, oh my God.
Gotta have the kerning.
Yeah.
Gotta have the kerning. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if this is for me, man. Like, I'm not.
Did they explain it to you like sand between the letters falling in the distance? And they tell you all that?
Oh, yeah.
With kerning?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And I was like, okay, so I don't think graphic design is for me, but I love like art and like painting and stuff like that, and just like general design and stuff. So I can see how like maybe that stuff kind of wears down on you a little bit, where you're like so hyper focused on all like the little things.
It wasn't that. To be honest, I have no problem doing graphic design. I rather incorporate it into I think it's one of the skills I bring to my stream. It's what maybe separates me from other people, is that I have my own ability to complete my own art assets in a successful way. It just wasn't what I loved, It's what I could do, and I was great at it. I was good at it. shit, I don't want to do my own horn. I was okay. Okay. I could pick up some freelance gigs at any time and just go for it. And that was fine. And the clients were happy. So I guess that means I did okay. But I would always have a tab up, a hidden tab, right? So I'm in the office 9 to 5 doing my thing. And the boss comes in, boom, alt tab, back into work. And like I was always listening to a stream, always watching a stream. I'm like, I could do that. Like I should be able to do that. And it just didn't happen for me until eventually I just played another game and it hit. And I was like, holy shit. But the graphic design thing, like, I think people should get into graphics. I think they should learn how graphics are made, like a raster image, vector image. They should learn this stuff because if you're interested in graphics anyway, if that's something you want to do, then let rip. And if you're going to be a content creator, it's only going to save you money down the road. It's also going to help you make your processes leaner so you can give people the best broadcast you can. Like there's a lot of value in that. And so it wasn't like a diminished, like I hate this job. I was challenged all the time, a different client, different request. And it was a good thing to be challenged all the time this way. And it made me a better person for it. So it was not the passion job, right? It wasn't that thing, you know? I think streaming for me is that thing. Yeah.
I hear you.
If that resonates.
100%. It does for sure. And I think you're absolutely right. It is like a transferable skill. Like there's a lot of people that I've met recently within the content creation sphere, a lot of lovely people that just have like no experience with like creating an image or like making a thumbnail and stuff like that. And it's like, you have to start from scratch on a lot of like things. And so like the fact that you could bring, some of those transferable skills into it gave you a leg up essentially on, your journey basically to some degree.
You got to use the tools you have, right? You got to get after it. So a gentleman like yourself, my timeline could be a little bit gray here, so please excuse, but if you're doing this for 8 months now yourself, let me ask you a question, flip it back a bit. So what made you want to take the dive into doing podcasting, content creation yourself? Like what made you, outside of the art sphere that you enjoy, want to diversify and get into something a little bit more public broadcast?
That's a great question. So I talked about this.
I got one a day. Go ahead.
I hope you have more because this is great to have like, reciprocal thing going on. But yeah, so for me, I do have my passion job. Like my passion job is like painting murals. I'm super lucky and grateful to be able to do that. As you know, in Canada, it gets pretty damn cold in the wintertime. And like the majority of my work happens between like May to like October and November. So I have a lot of downtime in the winter. Got it. And so last winter, I don't know if you recall this, but it was like exceptionally cold. Like it reminded me of like how cold and snowy it was when I was a kid, like before, I don't know, global warming was a thing or something like that. Like it was just really damn cold and really freaking snowy. And so I didn't really
I feel like it's like, it wasn't like that bad though. Like we used to get bad snowstorms. Now we get like nothing. Like it's just dry cold, you know? You know what I mean? But continue, sure.
For sure. This one felt like exceptionally bad for some reason, and it reminded me of like, how it used to be when I was like a kid and stuff, where like yes, I was only like 4 feet tall, but you get snow up to your head and shit like that.
It's always cooler when you're 4 feet tall, right? Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's when Path of Exile 2 came out last winter, and so I just started playing that in December. And I will say, like, not to be so much of a Debbie Downer, but I did get like, seasonally depressed. Like I wasn't doing what I was passionate about doing. Was stuck inside. It was cold as shit. And so this game was just like there for me at a time where like I needed it. And I just fell in love with this game, dude. Like I just was so like, immersed with it. It brought me back to that D2 feeling. And I had felt the feeling of like, I want to make a video of this game in some respect. I don't know what it is, but I became so passionate about it that I wanted to like put myself out there in some degree. And so my first ever video was a hardcore solo self-found campaign guide, tips and tricks to how to beat the campaign in hardcore SSF. And like it got like 8,000 views. And I was like, whoa, like people are interested in like, that's my first video. It's terrible. But that was the start. That was the start. And so I just kept doing it. And the podcast thing kind of just was a natural thing because I didn't have any friends that I knew that was playing this game. Like I wanted to make more friends, connect with the community more. And it just like naturally progressed into now this is episode 23 and it's just been a beautiful experience, man.
I would disagree that your first video was terrible, and I haven't watched it. But the first video was the first time you did a thing you really wanted to do. So it's a great thing. It's a great video. Even if the content itself quality was bad, at least you did that. Like that was that's the greatness. That's the start. That's the genesis. That's fantastic. And seasonal depression blows, obviously, but Unfortunately, you got another addiction there, which is Path of Exile 2, so sucks. But you get to enjoy that now. So no, it's great. And same kind of thing. I was getting a little bit burnt out of Diablo 4, and I knew Path of Exile 2 was on the rise. Had to try that. And I'm just like you, I got bit. And I was like, oh, I'm screwed. Like, I'm losing sleep. This game's nuts. Totally get it. But I'm happy. I'm happy that you got into it. That's a good thing. Now, you're married, right? Maybe? Dating?
No, I have
You don't stay with this?
I have a long-term partner. We've been
There
together
it
for like
is.
4
Okay.
years. So
Okay,
not
so-
officially married, but you know, she's my
Okay,
she's my
and you don't have
lady.
to disclose if you don't want to. Okay.
Yeah.
She's in broadcast. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with her expertise in television production, I think, how does that aid you in the content creation stuff? Does she review your stuff? Do you guys talk about it? Does she give you any kind of insight? Like, how does that work? If you don't mind me prying into the dynamics.
Oh my God, that's a great question as well, dude. We should just, you should just host your own podcast. Okay, let's go, boys. Let's get in. Okay, we got a huge raid from Angormus, by the way. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Welcome in,
he's
everybody.
good dudes. He's good people. Oh yeah.
Welcome in,
Angormus
guys. We're
slaps.
just obviously chatting with the homie Barricade right now, doing a little podcast. But okay, so the question was the lady. She's in broadcast. So she actually works as. I don't want to give too much away about her job, but she works in hand with production and stuff like that.
No doxing. Yeah.
Another thing that she used to do and has done for 6 years was actually stream. Like she used to be a streamer. She didn't stream on Twitch, but she streamed on a different platform essentially. And so like she can relate to everything I'm going through because she always says, what you're going through right now reminds me of how exciting streaming and content creation was for me when I started as well. So like she is the most like supportive and understanding partner when it comes to that. In terms of like technical ability, this is funny. So I actually just tried to film my first IRL podcast last weekend when I was visiting.
It's different, isn't it? It's different.
There was a lot of mistakes that I made along the way, and we both were like, trying to figure it out together. And as much as you think that she would be able to be like, are you filming at 1080p so you don't fill up your memory cards? Do you have all your microphones set? Do you have everything? It's like all of these things I just completely gapped on. So it's kind of like we're learning together at this point. But she's not like a leg up in terms of like the technical side of things. There's a lot to know, a lot to figure out.
It's an ongoing process, right? And technology changes and stuff. But it's cool that she's got that understanding of it too, right? And she supports you in that. And it's not an alien experience, right? So like for me, my significant other of like 24 years doesn't really, like we're killing it. So she doesn't get the content creation thing. I'm like, hey, we had a couple people hang out today and like, it was great. They had a good time. And she's like, why would they watch a video game for 2 hours? I'm like, well, they had a good time. Like, who knows? It's hard to say it unless you experience it, like, you probably know this too. Like people in your chat may be like, man, I can't believe I'm still here after all this time. Like we're still having such a good time. It's just a good unifying community thing, streaming, right? So it turns out it can change people's lives in a positive way. And I assume you experience the same. Yeah. Like that's happening.
Absolutely. No, it for sure.
Yeah.
And this is actually like a wonderful way to sort of talk about what I want to talk about next was just like the positive attitude and energy that you have. So I was actually introduced to your content through Talkative Try. Shout out to the homie.
Yes.
I feel like he's kind of like the glue of like this community in some respect, like kind of, which is something that I like to do. I would like to do with my podcast as well, is like bring people together, help introduce each other to new content creators and stuff like that. So he raided into you the other night, and this was the first time that I had been in your stream, and you were like, dancing and like getting up from your chair and like scene swapping and all this type of stuff. And I was like, man, like this is a very like unique experience. Like I haven't seen somebody do this level of energy and like positivity in like a stream and stuff. So, I just want to say first off, kudos to that. It's really cool to see that. I wanted to ask you, like, have you always been this way, or is this something that you've like had to sort of you've had to like build this up over time, right?
Yeah. What do you mean by this? What does this mean? Because we could it depends what you're talking. What do you mean? Go ahead. What's this?
Just like kind of high energy. You know what I mean? Like you're just like high energy, right?
So I have an addictive personality. If I get into something, you're not going to I'm just a dog chasing cars. Like I just go for it. Being 41 years old with ADHD, it's just part of who I am. I'm not going to change. And I talk fast. I move quick. And sometimes I just go from point to point to point. So that's always come with high energy because you have to maintain that like ideology of what's going on. So that guy was always there. But remember, this is one part I got to kick back a little bit that we talked about when I was doing my graphic design stuff. Mm-hmm. So that guy worked Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. and then he would stream 3 days a week. I would stream 3 days a week for Twitch, and it would be 8 o'clock at night till 2 o'clock in the morning. I did that schedule for a year, and so I had to push myself to like, get in there and stay in that rhythm. So one part about that though, when that guy, that version of me back in the day was not doing the content creation thing, not trying to strive for a better person, better life for my family. I'm 5'11", I was 225, had the dad gut, had the double chin swinging when I was stepping downstairs. I wasn't happy with who I was, right? And so then I kind of changed my diet, started hitting the gym, and I just felt better. I felt great. And then people around me noticed, hey man, this guy's got more energy, bit of a positive vibe going on. And I was just becoming a happier guy. And so not to like, motivate, promote and all that jazz, but that's what changed me was taking care of myself. You can't help other people if you can't help yourself. So I started taking care of myself first, and my family felt the difference. My community feels the difference. And it's not Colombian whites. There's no drugs. I've got a daughter. I'm 41. She's 21. And it'd be a really fucking stupid example to like do drugs and shit, because that's just dumb. So I've always been on the straight and narrow, and I have a very boring regimen when it comes to my diet, but I take it real serious, and I hit the gym 3 to 4 days a week, and I get after it. And the energy is a consequence of those decisions. So I promote a healthy lifestyle and mind, body, and soul, even though I'm not really religious. And this is how it's going to be. And this is just, sometimes I'm too much for people. I get that, but I won't change who I am just to please somebody else. It's how it's going to go. So this guy that I get to be now is just the unhinged, uncorporate version of me, and I love who I get to be. I just get to be me. And so, yeah.
I love that.
I would tell you too, because you talked about the IRL streaming thing. I think that's when you as a content creator are at your most vulnerable, right? You're going to fuck up. You're going to have a bad camera angle where it's up your nose, or like maybe you don't know. It's like that mole on your neck is really close and it looks weird. You have to be very vulnerable, and that's okay because you're human. We're not perfect, right? So let people see you the way you are, and let them just enjoy the moments, because that shit's going to happen. Did that happen to you?
100%. Yeah. Like, there's these things that I'm a perfectionist. I feel like, my girlfriend always says that, like, you're so Virgo, you're the most Virgo that I've ever met. And like, I don't really know much about like star signs and all that stuff, but
it's
like,
fake. Go ahead.
You are the absolutely like Virgo encapsulated essentially. So I'm like,
sure,
very attention to detail, organized, perfectionist, blah, 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 blah.
That's great.
And so whenever something doesn't go my way though, Barricade, like, even if I plan for it, I kind of have a mini meltdown inside, and she's been there to help me through those, like, meltdowns and shit like that, where I just get upset. Like, I planned for this, I had a plan, life gets in the way, and then, obviously life will always get in the way at some point, and nothing can ever be perfect, but I have to get through and over that sometimes. And that
can
was
you give me like, tell me, give me like, if you don't mind, what's one of those things? Like, what happened where you're just like, what the fuck? Like, it just went so sideways. What's one of those things?
Oh my God, there's a lot. So especially with work and stuff like that, like for instance, if I go to a job and I have to do a big mural somewhere, and I organize with my client, you guys need to, rent a lift of some kind, like a scissor lift or a boom lift or something like that. And I get there and the boom lift just isn't working. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to set me back 2 days. And then I have to like book accommodations for another 2 days, and I have to like negotiate my prices again because I'm like wasting time, and then my client's mad and now I'm mad, and it just spirals out of control, all because of like one thing not working to plan. You know what I mean? And it's like I have to like learn to like take a deep breath and be like, okay, it's all gonna work out. Like nothing is always going to be working out perfectly. And that's just the first example that came to mind, because that happened like a month ago, and it really like made me crash out for a day.
So you get a lot of that in the graphic design space. I'll work for like a week on a logo trying to understand someone's business identity, right? And I think I nailed it. I could tell you why that line's there versus there. Like I kicked the shit out of this logo. Like it's dead. It's done. Totally cooked. Sick. I present it to the client and he's like, I don't like the color. You're like, well, we can change the color, but it's like, do you like the look? And he's like, well, I don't really like the look. He wants something like this. And it's like completely worse, has nothing to do, but that's his decision. It's his business, whatever. So the whole, like, it all goes sideways. That was a life lesson for me to realize, like, I'm not going to start getting frustrated over stuff I can't control. I can't change the way that mind works. I can try to help him, but I'm not going to waste my energy on that. And that helped me throughout my career, just not getting too involved in it. Like, you're responsible for what you're responsible for. And then whatever happens with that scissor lift, they should have had a battery in that lift. That wasn't you. You're not the lift guy. So clean that up, right? Like, make sure that's all set. And then we just move along. So maybe that'll help you. I don't know. That takes time.
Definitely, man. Definitely. No, I agree. And like, I've been in that exact same position with my own design work, time and time again. And you learn over time, like, how do you communicate what you want to do so that you both are on the same page and there aren't any like surprises along the way? And this is something that I had to learn. Like, I've been doing this for like 10 years, and at the beginning I would
Sick.
never do like a creative brief or anything like that. I'd just be like, here's my idea, I just spent like 2 days drawing this, and they'd be like, that is nothing like what we expected you to do, and I'd be like, well, shit. And so over time you have to like, be like, this is what I want to do, this is what we're going to try and make it look like, these are the colors that it's going to be, blah 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 blah. And there still is room for people saying, I don't like that. But
This sort of thing, it also happens in streaming, right? Like that same flow, it happens when you meet a new person and they come in and they're like, this happened to me the other day, right? There's always the one guy effect. Guy comes in the chat and he's like, oh my God, meta cuck, what an asshole. Like, oh my God, this is such bland gameplay. Why are you doing this? It's like, my man, welcome into my house. Like, come on in, have a nice time. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do and why we're doing it, but it may not be for you. And like, guy just goes for your throat. You're like, calm down. It's just a video game. Like, we're just having a good time. I never played Deadeye before. I've never tried Lightning Arrow, even though 70% of the room has. Like, sorry, I'm not the same guy as you. And so it's just that armor that you get from, that's why I said I had to do design and stuff. That armor that you get, you kind of have to earn that. And it's like, Jesus, all I want to do is I want to say hello to the guy, like make him have a nice time, keep it positive, right? But you're going to encounter that. So it's good that you face that in your professional career, because when you go into this thing, it's like, which is also a professional thing, streaming, it's like, it's going to happen. You have to be ready for that. And so it just blows my mind. It's something I don't invest a lot of energy in because we got other things to do that are like really fantastic, but it's going to happen. So I find that all the time. I don't know if you have this, but it's a great thing. It's like, okay, cool. Getting tested. Yeah.
yeah, I can only imagine. I feel like the larger you get in terms of like community, in terms of audience and viewership and stuff like that, just the higher frequency that you get sort of the bad actors, the bad apples in your chat and stuff like that. But that also like helps you get that armor level, that armor rating built up more and more and more, like because you have to deal with that more frequently.
It happens.
Like.
Yeah, it happens. And so I can only speak for myself. And one thing I would say that I always remind myself is, even if there's like a negative dudette in the chat, doesn't matter. It's who are we here for? Why do I get to be live today, right? That's who we show up for, and they deserve the best I got. So when this like negative energy is coming in, that's so quiet. Like, we're doing this, and it's so much better, right? So I focus on the good, and then the bad has a hard time wiggling in. Plus, you can always ban.
That's true.
So it's like,
that's the last resort.
House,
you can use it. You can use it for sure.
Yeah. So yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I appreciate you like sharing these insights. As somebody who like just started in February, it's cool to hear sort of how you're still, as much as it looks like you've got it all figured out on your stream when I go in
do
there,
not. No, I'm always
cool.
learning, man.
It's cool to hear that you're still learning. You're still, day by day taking these new lessons and just like, trying to grow still.
Could just come up with another dance move. Fuck, that's all I need to do. Just one more. Just one more, yeah. Yeah,
dude, the dance moves are crazy, bro. Crazy.
It's just what I do. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I'm not sorry. I'm gonna do it. It's just what I do. It's like, it's fine,
I love it.
Great, fantastic. Yeah.
It was a great like first impression where like we added each other on Discord and you like immediately hit the fucking music and started dancing, and I was like, I like this guy. Like this guy is cool.
I don't know. Like it depends. Like I think some people lately in the Path of Exile space have caught me from Exiled Again on YouTube. Like he does that channel's pretty great. You get to see some cool content creators doing some wild stuff, and I consistently have these dance clips, and I get owned in the comments sometimes. But I'm not going to change. Like it's how it is. It's just sometimes you hit that against the darkness, so you're like, hell yeah, like let's go, and it's a fun moment, and I bring that to the next level, and I'm not going to apologize for it. It's a good thing. Or someone's like, oh dude, I just corrupted the best headhunter. You're like, boom, that's a dance. Like, let's go. Look at this guy's belt, right? Like, how can I not be happy for you? And if there's something wrong with that, then that's fine. I'll continue being wrong, but don't apologize for it. It's fucking amazing. It's great.
No, don't apologize. I feel like it just it adds another like unique part of yourself, and that kind of comes through. And like it helps you stand out, honestly, which is like not a bad thing in a space where like everyone's playing the same game in their own way, doing different stuff. It's like it's cool to have like more personality and stuff like that. It's like how do I do that? I got to figure it out. Do I just start dancing now, guys? I don't know.
No. I wouldn't recommend it. That's what I was saying. Even for the IRL thing, man, you got to be true to you, be you, and just follow your North Star, man. Just see where it takes you, and then enjoy the ride, knowing you did the best you can. Right? And that's what I do. That's what I recommend others do.
Definitely, that's some great advice. I
Like
wanted
it,
to sort of transition a bit into Path of Exile a little bit.
okay, sure.
This life portion of the chat is always super interesting. So yeah, I just want to let you know this has been awesome to talk to you about.
Thank
But we
you.
do talk about games here too, guys, a little bit. You know, this is a Path of Exile 2
What?
podcast, so I would love
Yeah.
to talk to you about the game. But before we get into sort of like the nitty gritty of stuff, can you just give me sort of a breakdown of your experiences with Path of Exile 1? When did you start playing it, and you know, how many hours maybe you got in that game?
Yeah, so I've got about 4,000 hours in Path of Exile 1. I played it on and off, quit 3 times, couldn't stick with it. In the very beginning, Path of Exile wasn't a fun game to play. The original acts were kind of bland compared to like what you could be playing in other ARPGs. So I didn't really stick to it until later on, and then I got into it, and I was really hooked at Harvest League. That was really, really good. That's when I started learning the basics of crafting an item, making mirror tier gear, because Harvest originally was nuts, kind of like Path of Exile 2's crafting system. It's pretty nuts. And so I really enjoyed that. Me and my friends were like just sizzling over the drops we were making. It's in the gear. It's like, holy shit, this is sick. And so I got so hooked there, and I stuck with it ever since. So I played like several different characters. I have my first 100 was a spin to win, like a cyclone. I think a cyclone slayer is what I played in Heist, and Heist is solid, and probably my favorite league is Heist, and yeah, I've been playing ever since. So tons, thousands of hours in just Path of Exile 1 and 2. Yeah.
Okay, right on. So Harvest League was the league you fell in love with. You noted that
Yep.
like the crafting system in Harvest is kind of similar to Abyss League in a little sense, where like we have, you know, more determinism when it comes to crafting.
Yeah.
And so this might be a spicy question, but like which game are you preferring right now? Are you preferring Path of Exile 1, the original, or 2 currently?
Oh, I fell in the trap. Son of a bitch. I tried to dodge this. Fuck. How did I do so terrible? Next question. I'm just kidding. I don't think about it that way. I actually agree with with like Jonathan and stuff. If it's a fun game, I'll play it. And right now, the fun game that I'm enjoying that I feel like I haven't completely conquered is hardcore SSF PoE 2. But you can bet your sweet cheeks when PoE 1 launches again on October 31st, I will be right there at the login queue ready to kick the doors open. So I just enjoy the games. And depending on how sizzling they are, how great they are, I'm locked in and I want to bring you with me. But you won't because you play with 2 people a year. And it'd be cool if we did, but like that's me. So for now, it's Path of Exile 2 because I haven't crushed it in hardcore SSF yet. I just got the maps and I feel like there's another chapter there to complete. In softcore, my 10 million cold infused spark walks through the game, eyes closed, talking to the community like it's jokes. So there's not really a challenge there. So when I get that in Path of Exile 1, where I get to craft and go against like, you know, uber bosses and stuff like Eater of Worlds, so on and so forth, Cirrus, it's really exciting. So it's a time thing. It depends.
Okay,
I got
cool.
dog. Yeah.
So essentially, like you're kind of in the camp where like if you're enjoying both games, just play both games. And it sounds like you're very much so
Yeah.
like I will play each game on a 2-month cycle as long as it's fun, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's me. And so I think you can like that all, and that's okay. Like you don't have to be in a camp. I mentioned earlier in the broadcast here that I played a lot of Magic the Gathering, and so when I was growing up, it was a lot of store versus store. If you play at that store, you suck. But if you play at this store, you're good. It's like now that's if you play this game, you suck. If you play this game, you're good. Nah, just play what you like. Play what you like. Have fun. So it's just a time thing. Depends what's going on. Like this might be kind of like taboo, but if a Diablo expansion comes out and it's really, really good, I'm glad I tried it instead of being dismissive of it. But like they really got to blow me away. Yeah,
For sure. And then you can also like formulate your own opinions about it as well. Like you can't just like live vicariously through other people's experiences, what
I
chat's
won't.
saying. You can actually be like, I did this and I can say that I feel this way about it. You know what I mean? Instead of just like
I won't. Like that's why I'm not playing Clear Obscure. It's why I don't play Mega Bonk. I play what I want to play, and I try to excel at the things I want to excel at. So I can grow as a person and grow as a gamer, and then I can lend my expertise, if you will, to somebody who might just be getting into the genre, and then they could enjoy that, and then like I can shortcut their journey with knowledge, which is awesome, an awesome feeling, and watch how they share that knowledge with somebody else. So it's all about paying it forward, right?
definitely. So let's talk a bit about HCSSF. So you played
2 seconds.
Okay.
Let me get this dog. I can tell he's going to pop off. So can you give me like 2 seconds? I'm just
Of
going to
course.
let him go. It's okay. I don't want to drop any Snickers on the floor, and I will be right back. I promise.
perfect
Okay.
intermission.
All
All right, go.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, let's read some chat messages here. I think we need to make Barricade a bestie. True. Dude, Barricade's awesome. Oh, it's actually so good to just be able to hang out and talk with this guy. He's super cool. Super, super cool. We love Barricade in the house. Brit conveniently silent when Blaze mentions dancing. Knows something we don't. No, Brittany knows that we are not very good dancers. We should probably take a dance lesson. The dance lessons that we have are just like we're drunk and we're grooving at a wedding. But yeah, we're not barricade levels of dancing. There's no way. Oh man. I have 2 left feet, yeah. Okay. It's back.
Sorry.
No
I think
worries,
so. We'll
dude.
see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was just reading some of the chat messages. But yeah, so
Oh, okay.
what I was saying was let's talk a little bit about HCSSF. So to my knowledge, you started playing Path of Exile 2 this league on softcore. You made like a couple different builds, and then you moved into hardcore solo self-found.
Yes.
Tell me a bit about your experience
Holy
as somebody
shit.
who only plays that mode. Like, I'd love to hear sort of how you're feeling about it right now.
So I've played this many times before. In Path of Exile 1, I've achieved a high-level character as well. I think that mode is so amazing because it's you against the game with just what the game gives you. There's no shortcuts. You have to earn it. Sometimes you have to like farm an area more. All in all, I think I get the best experience in Path of Exile playing solo, self-found, and then hardcore if you're okay challenging yourself against the content. The dopamine's dropping. Like a lesser Jeweler's Orb feels amazing. If you can believe, like, holy shit, what a game changer. It's so nice. And then you get a greater Jeweler's Orb, mind blown. Like, I'm so insane now, right? Like, my damage is so good. And then you find like a piece of gear with 4 modifiers. Holy, like, that's why I have no hair. It just flies off my head. Like, holy shit, look at this action. It's insane. And so then you fight a boss. And I think we'll talk about the checkpoint thing, I hope. That's got to go, I think. But you go to a boss and you're getting chin checked. Like I was telling guys, Silver Fist coming in with that apartment building. It's like, oh my, I've never felt more alive. Like, why did I choose to be in this position? I did that to myself, and I'm back to the beach. It's like, damn. And so that happens. So what do I think about the mode? It is great. If you're bored of Path of Exile 2 and you're like a Chad and like softcore, you should try SSF Hardcore because that will test you, that will infuriate you. But ultimately, I think the journey is worth the grind, the frustration's worth the payoff, and the juice is worth the squeeze. But you got to try it. You got to get there. And so many people that I interact with, they're like, I don't want to play hardcore. It's too hard. But then they realize they're better at the game than they thought because they kind of already know the mechanics. It's like, great. So for me, it is such a rewarding, probably one of the best modes you can get. The reason I don't really like it is because I can't interact with community members, but that's the consequence of the decision. But I think it's the best mode that there is. Yeah.
Oh my God, a man after my own heart. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy just hit the nail on the freaking head. It honestly feels like, Barricade, the SSF mode, not necessarily the hardcore mode, feels like the way the game is meant to be experienced. Like, you get like the most authentic feel of the game. You know what I mean?
I do. Like, so I was streaming it yesterday and I beat the campaign, right? And I think you were in the chat. You could have been a busy guy.
I was there.
And so Basmati rice gets slapped and I'm like, I just took a moment there and I'm looking at the game and I was like thinking, I just beat the campaign. I might have 1 exalted orb to my name, but I did it. And so I tried to take a mental snapshot there. I said, and I'm going to make a video talking about this. If this is what Path of Exile 2 is, like if this is what the people get as an experience outside of the trade economy and stuff, if this is the game, what a beautiful experience that was, right? Like all those little decisions of like the reflecting idiots who are like sending my arrows back at me and I got to roll through, like all that. That was fun. All these little decisions in the areas. It's such a great time. And so I hope I can do that every time, you know? Obviously I won't because eventually you'll get numb to it because you'll become like an expert at it. But right now I had such a beautiful time. It was so good. Now I'm going to be in maps where some abyss guy is going to come up and just send it right through my alleyway and I'm going to be back at the beach in 2 seconds. I just know it. I know it's going to happen. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love it.
That's a great thing. I actually witnessed this moment that you were kind of going through yesterday, and you were kind of reflecting on your experience through the campaign. Was this the first time you beat the campaign in hardcore SSF, right? Was it yesterday?
It was for the third edict, yeah.
The third edict. Okay, yeah.
Because I hadn't gone through the interludes and stuff in Act 4, right? Like some of those fights are like chin check, like dial in, you know, like it's tough. Yeah.
Asmati, even though he's been nerfed a couple of times, he's still a nasty boy, man. He can still catch you off guard for sure. But yeah,
lightning rods bullshit. It's so dumb. The chain thing, I was like, this is like, I need that though because I don't want to lose. It's like just fucking kill him. So yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
No. It's okay. Like I think that, as you mentioned, like you wanted to try out that like tech just to, have your own opinion about it, feel how it
Yeah.
feels. And like, it's obviously really freaking strong. Like, there's no doubt about
Really
it.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get why people might gravitate towards that now. I get it. I know. And like there's a difference between watching it and then visceral playing the skill. It's like, okay, I get this now. This is nice. Like I haven't even ridden a Roa in the game. Never did. I used Blink instead in previous seasons, and I'm not using it now on my Spark guy. I just run forward and blow up the screen. So it's nice to have a deviation from that experience, which is a good thing. Build diversity, right?
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
I wanted to touch about one thing that you said where it was kind of like, a lot of people are scared to try hardcore for different reasons.
Okay.
Optimization's not great, or there's a lot of bugs in the game and I don't want to die and stuff like that. And like, those are all very like valid reasons to not like want to try it. But I think a lot of people, and I've actually been convincing people to try hardcore SSF for like months and months and months, like since I started playing it in 0.1. And a lot of people have, and a lot of people like thank me for it because they discover a new way to experience the game. And it's honestly like my favorite one. I'm obviously biased, but it is like, a very, very special way to experience the game. Some of the most fun, some of the most dopamine, some of the most adrenaline you get. Like I always say, we play for those moments where you almost died, but you survived because you locked in, because you built your character properly, because you mechanically knew what to do in that moment. And like those moments feel so freaking good.
Man.
Like it's incredible. It's incredible.
You're fighting a boss. You got no life potions. Like there's no life flask charges left. You're at half. He's about to hit you. Welcome to Path of Exile 2 Hardcore SSF. Let's go. Yeah. And it's game on. And then you lose. You're like, oh, there goes that killer amulet that I found, right? Or then you win and you're like, oh yeah, like I got there. So that decision tree, that whole moment is what it's all about. And it's not for everybody, and that's okay. But if you decide to give it a shot, don't be surprised if you find out that it's really good. Or maybe you give it a shot and you're like, yeah, this is just too stupid. I'm out. Okay, that's fine. But at least you tried it, right? At least you tried it.
For sure. And I think a lot of people get stuck on the destination of death. Like death is inevitable on a long enough timeline for any character. If you just play long enough, you're probably going to die. Some last longer than others. But like, it's not about that destination. It's more about like the journey for me. And like,
I think that's, and the friends we make along the way, right? Yeah,
exactly. That's the thing. There's a lot of really great community members who also only play this mode as well. But it really is sort of like you pushing yourself past your like personal best. And I think it's almost like a roguelike in a sense. Like it's like a survival roguelike where you're like, you die, you're using those items that you've like accumulated in your stash if that's how you want to do it, or you can go back and do it fresh, start again, which also is extremely fun and challenging. But it's cool. Like every time you die, you're kind of like, oh, but I have a few level 5 support gems that I can use to make my, act 1 a bit easier for next time and stuff like that. And then over time you excel and get better and better as well, which is cool.
Yeah, I think it's a really rewarding game mode. I'm glad I tried it. And if they want to introduce things like a group self found or guild found stuff, I'm totally down for that too. There's a lot of wiggle room for expansion in this category, and I'd be interested to see it. Like if they want to do that. So yeah.
I would love that so much. And then I could actually play with more than 2 people a year, and it would just like be just a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing.
Imagine 3 people like whoa.
I don't know if I can I don't know if I have the mental and like emotional availability for that, but I think I can try.
You're going to want to open up that schedule. It's going to get crazy. No, it'd be cool though. Like yeah, it'd be great. Yeah.
For sure. So we touched upon this very, very briefly, but I wanted to kind of get your take on this. So a lot of people say that if you play hardcore, you're literally just a pause and reset to checkpoint Andy. What do you think about that particular mechanic? Do you think that it should be removed from hardcore? Do you think that it's okay? Give me the scoop on that.
1 second. So they put it in the game. I'm going to use it. If it's not in the game, I respect the decision. People can say what people are going to say. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and that's how it's going to be. I think that the hardcore mode is more genuine if the checkpoint pause anything. If there's no pausing, if there's no checkpoint reset, I think it's better for the mode and the people that want to engage in that mode. Like when I go into that boss fight, one person's coming out, and you got to be okay knowing that that's not going to be you. Sometimes that's just how that's going to be. I don't think anybody in hardcore would shy away from that because usually, in my opinion, this has like been my kind of like reflection on the community so far is that they want the challenge. And so if you're so good at the game, you wouldn't mind not being able to pause it, right? You wouldn't mind not having a checkpoint reset. Go ahead. I think that challenge is also a better high and a better low. You know what I mean? I think for people. So I'm of the opinion that if it's in the game, I'm going to use it, and people can have an opinion on that. That's fine. The second it gets removed, now we go again, and then we have to see what we're all about. So that's what I think.
Absolutely. I think that it would just, again, change sort of the way that you approach hardcore. You would have to be
to.
a lot more careful. I mean, you're obviously still careful when you play in general.
Yeah.
And people die all the time, even with
Sure.
pausing and resetting to checkpoints as well. Like, it does take a bit of skill to have to like know, like, is this a time when I pause? Is this a time when like I've paused? Should I unpause now? Should I reset? Like, there are decision-making like processes that happen that can result in you like making a mistake and dying, even with this thing that exists in the game.
One thing that I see is that people who die in hardcore make other characters.
Yeah.
So they would just die more, and you'd have to make more characters. And I don't think they get burnt out as much. I think that they would still play. And I'm just speculating. I can't speak for anybody else other than myself, but yeah, it hurts. Like, you have to be willing to take the loss in hardcore. Like, you just have to. It's such a thrill when you're, on the edge of defeat. Like you said, it's like, oh, okay, but then you win, and you're like, oh, okay, God got it, or I died. Damn, back to the beach. So yeah.
100%.
There you go.
Yeah, I love being able to talk about this with you, because I think that more people just need to experience this. And like, I think a lot of people, if they do dip their toes in, it's usually like, this was a really good time. Like, this was a really fun experience. Yeah.
Well, like so like a something I would do if they change this. If the process changes, I would say what I do now is in hardcore, I try my damage on the boss, I reset. I check my damage on the boss, I check his mechanics, I understand where he's going to position himself. Like, I know all that stuff, and then I reset, then I go and I melt him. Okay, we're good. And sometimes the oopsie happened, and like, it's a cocaine ant, and holy shit, that wall sent me back 20 feet. And I'm like, what's this guy? And so like that fun moment happens. If they change this, so I can't checkpoint travel, I can't escape pause, whatever. Yeah, escape pause. I'm just going to go on softcore. I'm going to make a parallel character, and I'm going to experience it there. And then when I'm ready and confident, then I'll go on my hardcore guy and do the fight. That's what I'll do. I will make a second character and get after it, so I'm safe, and then I'm comfortable in that mode. Then I'll go and like try to get the win. And so it could still go sideways, but that's the risk I'll take. And I think that might be a strategy if that gets changed. But let me ask you a question. So because this is like your mode, this is what you do. Are you a champion for the current implementation of the strategy, and why? Or no? And then why do you think it would be better if not?
Are you talking still about the strategy of like doing softcore and then going back into hardcore?
I'm talking about the current implementation of checkpoint, traveling, resetting, and then escape pausing.
Oh, I feel like the exact same way. And this isn't a cop-out, but like, if it's in the game, I'm going to use it because it gives you a sort of, it's part of your hardcore toolkit. Like, it's hard to ignore that, especially when it's such a powerful tool to use when you need to like take a breath, assess the situation even. And I'm all for it not existing, because at the end of the day, like, it is cheesy. Like, it does kind of feel a little like, ooh, this is
it's a bit
of stinky cheese. Like, that block of cheese that your dad bought when you were a kid that got thrown out. The old fort, right? Like,
that was such a block of cheese, dude. That was probably the best cheese I was. Yeah. It's probably the best cheese I would have ever eaten. I'll never know. Took it away from me, bastard.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, I would be fine if it got removed. I think that it would be like kind of, when they took away the rare monster icons on maps, like, it is a bit of a weird adjustment period where you're like, oh, like, I'm so used to having that, and now I don't, and now this feels strange. But give it a couple weeks or a week or something like that, and you're kind of just, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was a great point. We touched on that. You just happened to talk about the rare nodes on the icons on the map. When the rare guys are there, you're just hunting rares in the boss and leave. When they're not there, you play the map out, then kill the boss, or you just rush the boss. It's a very different flow just because they showed you where it is. And that's interesting how that just changes the whole paradigm of a map clear, right? So yeah, I'd be willing to try it. I'm open-minded. I'd be willing to try it. And hopefully I get my character surviving, again, the campaign. But who knows? Maybe he's back at the beach. Who knows?
Yeah, it's all part of it. Everybody ends up back at the beach at one point. We actually have I have a guild called the Beach Boys, and we actually have a timeshare on the beach. Bloated Miller, he's the timeshare owner. So if you need if you need to rent a room, like, we got you. Like, we'll offer you like a discount. So
have you died to the Bloated Miller yet?
Oh yeah. Okay. I don't want to admit that, but I have for sure.
I did once. This is before the Bloated Miller was patched. He did the roll, and he took me to Value Town. I saw the future. That guy took me. I was like, whoa, he can do this? Yeah. More respect for the timeshare captain. Yeah, look, unreal. Yeah.
He's a good earner, he is. He definitely earns his wages for the timeshare, 100%.
It's interesting. I was talking to Talkative Tribe about this on his podcast briefly. So I have this redeem that you can summon my daughter to come play, and she's a good sport about it. So she plays hardcore. And she doesn't play ARPGs primarily, right? But when she interacts with these bosses and stuff, she does damn good. So I wonder, like, am I slipping? I wonder what it is, because I know the mechanics, but I think I play into it a little bit. Like, the knowledge gets me in trouble sometimes. Watching her go is pretty interesting, and she overcomes some of these fights where some of us are falling to it. It's like, I think we're getting overzealous. You know, hardcore can do that to you. You think you got it, and then surprise, you had nothing. It's like, it's kind of wild, right? Yeah.
Definitely. I think the moment, and I know you experienced this as well, and you can definitely share this experience, is the mighty Silver Fist. I think that from all of the bosses in the entire game, I always say to my community, people who are trying this for the first time, and this is the most cowardly thing, and I know Angormus will call me out on this, but just skip them, guys. Just don't even fight them, because you're going to die.
Wait. Yeah. Are you saying don't fight him in the campaign? Don't get the 2 points?
I'm saying, so here's what I'll say, Barricade.
Tell me what you're talking about.
This is Blaze's advice. This is something that I didn't put in my video for hardcore.
The more you know. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Okay.
The 2 points that you can obtain from that boss is not worth the 3+ hours that you will waste getting back to that point to get those 2 points again. When you can just proceed onwards, like, you don't have to fight the mighty Silverfist, you don't have to fight Blackjaw. You can if you want, for the rewards and for the exhilaration and for the adrenaline and stuff like that, but like, if you make a mistake and you get hit and you die, you've just wasted like 3-4 hours or whatever it took you to get back there for 2 passive points that you can get way easier later on if you just come back for them. It's the smarter way to do it, and that's what I would recommend to people, especially new people.
Why do you play hardcore?
Why do I play hardcore? Oh, well, didn't we just talk about this? It's those moments, but it's also about risk management. It's also about making, like, important decisions when you need to make them. And that's why the Silver Fist is sort of a topic for discussion, right? It's like, do you need to take that risk? Like, let me ask
you. So here's the risk I took.
I
was off stream, and I played the game when I'm not live because I really love it. And I decided to engage a Silver Fist when I had a wall here and a little tree trunk here. And he was on this side and I was on this side. Yeah. And I thought it made a lot of sense to go forward. Okay. Well, let me tell you what you don't do. You don't take on that guy in a lane. He owns the lane, okay? If this was ARAMs, he is the king, and he's just right through the middle. Yeah. So this guy changed my life, and I said, holy shit, how dumb am I? And you're totally right. I lost 3 hours. Yeah. I probably lost 4 hours because I play kind of timid. But I play hardcore for those moments. And then I had to do it on the stream. And I'm like, back again with Big Daddy Silverfist. And that was it. And I took him over, and I felt like I'd accomplished something. So nice. I think that there's a lot of validity to, like, waiting and then getting after him later. There's nothing wrong with that. Same thing with Blackjaw. That guy, when he does that flame breath, you're back at the beach. Like, sometimes he just changes the script. It's like, holy crap. But that's why I play hardcore. Like, I want those oh shit moments, right? Like, when he goes like this, that's a check. That's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And like, I paused it, and I was in the shadow of the apartment, and I knew right there I was gonna be a bug splat. I knew I was screwed. Reset. But in our conversation, I would take that shit like a champ. I would take the L, and I'd be back at the beach. But I would take that monkey on because he's in my house, and he's got to pay the tax.
100%.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. And so here's the thing: like, when I do the hardcore solo self-found, like bro-found co-op mode with my buddy, we do every single boss as we encounter it, and it is so fun. Like, it is, you have to lock in. Dude, I've died so many times, and this just might be my PTSD talking. I've died so many times to that monkey in maps on multiple characters throughout the campaign. When I enter the jungle ruins, dude, I literally, like, get my hands start, like, getting clammy. You're hearing the sound of the quadrillas, who all make the same goddamn noise, by the way. So you're just expecting that this thing is just going to start charging at you. Also, all of the ruins kind of look the same too. So you're like, the zone is designed beautifully to evoke the sense of like, fear. Like, that this guy's going to just, like, come out of nowhere and just start, the arena where generally it is, but it's like, it's a special place in there, man, the jungle ruins.
And that's, the game needs that though. It needs to have those lethal moments to make it interesting, or else it's just, it's just puffy, easy time. You gotta have that. And so I don't do that. I don't take the boss on as I find it. Sometimes I'll over level on purpose. Okay. And like, as an example, the hunting grounds, right? I have a very particular way that I do that. I'll go get Luna's loot first. I'll go get the executioner waypoint. Then I go kill the boss. After I got my 2 points, then I go kill King in the Mist. Just because the situation is very tight before him.
I do the same thing too. Yeah.
Okay, so the path has to be a little bit like a little bit adjusted. In softcore, I'm just running forward with the bow, and whatever happens, happens, and I respawn. I really don't care. So that's how I take that on. But you have to make smart adaptations for the format. But yeah, Silverfist is one of the scariest guys ever, and if he's ever hasted, you're probably dead. You probably are dead. Yeah, he's nuts. He's crazy. He's nuts.
I lost my highest level character in 0.1 to him. I think it was like a level 92 at that time. Just hasted monkey just came out, hit me with the apartment building, and it was back to the beach.
It's so bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's a good thing, but yeah, go ahead.
Are there any other bosses that evoke that sense of danger in the game, or is he just like the be all end all for you?
So I think Viper Napawatsi is also a shotgun boss that's irritating, but it's a good irritation. Like I don't know. Sometimes when the wall's coming in, and depending on what your gear is, the spears come through, so you roll, backtrack, whatever you do to get through that one moment, and then she can shotgun you with that poison. And sometimes you just take the L. And without the checkpoint reset, it's like you probably I don't even know if you could say you misplayed. It's just how that went, you know. And then maybe getting better at positioning so you can roll through 2 attacks at once, so you can circle around that shot. I think Napawatsi is one of them. The first boss in Act 2, I forget his name, Rakeskar, I think. That whole like boom, Wrathbreaker, boom, boom, and then that delayed hit is so brutal. But I exploit that fight now. Like I just drag him down, and then he can't do anything but basic attacks, and I just farm that. But in a map, like that's not okay.
You could do that.
Yeah, so where he spawns on the bridge, you just you hit him and you walk around. He'll chase you, but you run far enough away that his attack doesn't land, and then he still chases you. And then he charges you, and then you just kind of walk him back up the hill, and then you just sit there and do circles around until he dies. That's about all it is.
Easy.
Yeah, so that'll be nice for anybody listening in.
Yeah.
But just those 2 boss. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah. So I think aside from Silverfist, this particular league, Asmati was the guy who like farmed everybody in hardcore. Like when I was playing on like League Start, and all my buddies were going in blind into hardcore SSF, like had never done the content before. I think about 75% of them all died to Asmati. Just like he was overtuned, I think, a little bit. I think he's been nerfed like a few times now. But he can just like chain attack you. Like he does this like boom, 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 boom. And like you're just dead. Like you're just
He does that like
dead.
dash thing.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about like versions of stuff, yeah, Basmati Rice in the beginning was ultra brutal. Because he was also new, like we didn't really know. Dominus was fine. I'd played Path of Exile 1 before, so the second I saw a highlight wall area, I was like, okay, this is serious. And I knew to go through that. But I know people died to him. And like, you know, the two building pieces that break down, that too.
Yeah.
I guess what my dog's doing, he wants my attention. But yeah, that fight I got through, it was okay. But I think Asmati was nuts in the beginning. Now not so bad. Yeah.
And I think just overall, like I think Act 3 probably has the most challenging bosses with like Viper, Blackjaw if you want to fight him, the monkey as well. Like it is pretty rippy in Act 3, but the bosses in Act 4 really highlighted to me like how many mechanics they're actually putting into these campaign bosses. Like you have Yama's thing where he like puts you in the middle. He's got the little guys that run away from you and you have to go in the circle. Like that was really cool. I did not expect to see that like type of mechanics in like a boss fight in the campaign. You know, as you mentioned, Benedictus with the maze stuff. Like there's just a bunch of really crazy shit in Act 4. And it got me really excited to see like where the campaign's going in Act 5 and 6 with bosses.
I like the idea that every subzone is going to have a boss that's kind of encountering a new challenge for players to enjoy, and I think that I look forward to when the game's out, like at the market, all set to go. Those challenges, I want to enjoy them. And some of these bosses, like I forget what the map was in Act 4, I think, where the boss has all the megaliths. You hit it, you go to the center. She's got like the blades, and she attacks, and there's that darkness phase. I don't remember this because I just kind of went softcore the first time and I didn't really have to pay attention. I just killed it all. And the gear was too good, and away we go. But in hardcore SSF, I had to like dial in. I'm like, okay, so it's like I had to learn the fights. And so that some of them were tricky, but I want that. I want that difficulty. And I don't want to over gear every fight so that I never see the mechanics. And so to your point, it's nice to see it. And it's a welcome change, a welcome challenge. And I hope that later on in the acts, the GGG, they put in more difficult fights just because you're further in now. Like the fights should be getting maybe a little exponentially more interesting, different layers of mechanics. But I hate immunity phases. Do you? Like I don't like a phase where I have to wait for an animation. Oh, Razzmatazz, and then okay, now I get to attack. What do you think about like invincibility frames in fights? And then how does that apply to bosses? Are you a fan or no?
So that's a great question. I feel like the boss that has like a perfect like immunity phase is like Geonor, where like he's immune, but it's engaging because you're doing something else within his immunity phase. Like he goes immune, but then you're in the circle and there's like smoke and there's poems and shit and there's monsters to fight and you
That's
have to
fine.
dodge them. That's cool because you're still engaged, but like with the boss, I forget. So excuse me, the Act 4 boss, like the final boss, there's 2 different moments where like you kill him, he's doing a lot of yapping, and then you kill him again, he's doing a lot of yapping, and then you kill him again, and he's done yapping. And it reminded me of how the bosses felt in PoE 1, where there was a lot of just like yapping and immunity phases. And it would be cool if they kind of like took notes from like how they did it with Geonor, where like it was still engaging while they were adding in that lore and that like that experience. Yeah, that's how I feel though. I agree 100%.
Yeah, you can't. Okay, cool. Glad we agree. It sucks when you have a really good build and you just don't get to use it. It's like, okay, that's weird,
Yeah, for sure. No, I think that like hopefully on Act 5 and Act 6, like they incorporate more of the Geonor stuff that they have, where like I'm fine with like the extended boss fight and like not being able to destroy them in one hit. As long as I can keep playing the boss fight and not just stand there and listen to some stuff happening.
Well, Tavakai's the guy, right? Like he has 3 phases. It's the ARPG dude. It's okay, but man, when you get that last phase, he is a scary son of a bitch. I didn't know where the hell to stand. I'm like, I got a beam of light coming in. I got Goku shooting up for the top. Don't know what the hell this guy's doing. Can't see shit. I'm like, am I alive? Like, let's go. Hopefully my aunt does something. I have no idea what's going on. That's a bit much, but if I could have just killed him, like that would have been great. But the narrative was there. I get that. If it's done a little bit better, I'd be happy with that. But it's early access. Take it with a grain of salt,
Definitely. No, that's a great point though. So I just wanted to sort of talk about a few like controversial topics within the game right now.
Controversy.
And so the first one that I wanted to talk to you about was the campaign skip that a lot of players want. And I know, for myself personally, I'm a Diablo 2 veteran. I've been playing the campaign over and over again for 20 years. Playing through the campaign in an ARPG for me feels like that's what you have to do. That's part of the game experience. And for me, Path of Exile 2's campaign is one of the best parts of the game. So I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts about campaign skip? Are you pro? Are you against? How do you feel about it?
So personally, I like playing through the campaign. I think it adds a longevity to the game for the person enjoying it. I think that this is just my take. I learn a lot about the class and the skills that I'm using as I play through the campaign. I understand what the power curve looks like. I understand how my damage is applied. Even though most of that comes from the gear that you have, I get it. I have to learn how to support a skill gem and what that might feel like from a fantasy point of view. In that respect, I enjoy the campaign crawl for that reason. And I don't like campaign skip, but I wonder, like, what are people asking for really when they say the campaign skip? Because I brought this conversation up, and some of the feedback I got was, I want to be able to do the campaign once in a new season, then all of my alts don't have to do it. But are you really just asking for a shortcut to the end game, which then you say there's no end game for? I don't understand that, and so I don't really want to speculate on someone's position on that because I don't know. I know that I like the campaign. I like playing it. I wonder where the frustration comes from. I don't know about that, but I do know that in my gaming history, I'm a Diablo 2 guy. I liked playing through the campaign, and I could get through that pretty good. In Diablo 3, I could do adventure mode, and that just felt so stupid. I was farming like 5 satchels for crap I didn't even care about, and I was done the game in a weekend. But in Diablo 2, you're not done in a weekend. Like, you have to play the game, and so I think it adds a lot of merit to the story, the NPCs, and it all becomes a little bit more iconic when you're forced to go through the story and the narrative. That's my take. So I just don't know what people are asking for with the skip. I don't know why you'd want to skip the good stuff. I'm open-minded though. I'm down to listen.
Yeah,
what's the feedback been from your side?
I have such a similar perspective as well because it's like, as I mentioned, like the campaign for me is like, I just love it. I just love it. I played it, playing hardcore, you die, you have to run it back like 50 plus times. And every single time I'm always like, I enjoy this experience. Yes, there are some zones that maybe feel a little bit too big in some areas, but like generally speaking, like it's an enjoyable experience. I like the bosses, the beats and all that kind of stuff. And it doesn't really make sense to me either. Like, why do you want to skip one of the best parts of the game to get to a part of the game that's not even nearly as fleshed out? It's not as optimized and all that kind of stuff. Like, it just seems a bit strange. And to build on that, like the campaign is like milestones for the build for your character that you're trying to make, whether it's like, as you mentioned, supporting your skill gems, crafting, your build with your skill gems, crafting your build with your items, with your passive tree.
Yeah.
Like, you have to learn all of these things and how it feels along the way. Like, getting to Jamun Ra in Act 2, like, your build has to be at a certain level to even like do him competently. So yeah, I just don't understand either. Like, what would be the alternative? Like, are you just
Well,
dropped into maps at level 65 and you just don't have anything? Like, you just use
I try
what
to
you
take
got?
I try to take like a juxtaposition, right? So I get to play the game full time. Like that's not something everybody does. So okay, if I was a dude that only had an hour a week to play, and I finally beat the campaign on my Invoker Monk, okay, meditation's popping off, loved it, cool. But then I want to make a second character. In my life, I'm too busy. I don't have time to run that campaign again. I just don't get to play more than one guy. I think that's who wants the campaign skip, just so they can make something and kind of shortcut that adventure. And I could see a justification for that. I could see that being like, okay, that's not an unreasonable ask at the cost of all of the game though. So I'm not sure if there's even a happy medium there. I could understand why I guess I could understand from that position why. I don't know how you'd make that tangible for both parties, you know? I don't know. I don't know where that lands.
100%. Yeah, it's tough. And this actually leads perfectly into another like controversial topic that we can talk about very shortly. Just to sort of build on this a little bit. You mentioned like the casual player. And so
Sure.
I wanted to ask you, like, just generally speaking, like, do you think that Path of Exile and Path of Exile 2 are games that are like good games to play casually? Or do you think that it's more suitable for playing a game with like, you know, for a player that has a lot more time available to play these types of games? And the reason why I ask is because right now in Path of Exile 2, we're kind of at this like GGG's sort of at this tough balancing act where, you know, the game is supposed to be more accessible, which it is, easier to get into than Path of Exile 1, which it is, and attract a whole bunch of new players who are all going to be, which it is as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they are very successful in the goals that they are setting out to do with the second game. However, I feel like they are struggling right now with creating enough content and enough things to do for the blasters, the people that want to play a lot of the time and have lots to do, while also making it, you know, as we said, easier to get into, you know, and respect your time as a casual player. So what do you think about that? Do you think that the game is like a good game to be a casual gamer and play?
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, I do. Game's fantastic for anybody that wants to engage with it. The game like this, it's got as much content if you're a casual player that you'll probably need, right? Like even the Atlas to you is exciting because you're going to find out what nexuses are, corrupted nexuses, and you're going to find out who the Arbiter of Ash is. And so if you have very limited time, when you say casual player, I assume you mean someone with low hours per week. Is that what you mean, or do you mean low skill? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's important. No, that's a great thing. We should define this. So I think going forward, as we talk about this, let's just say that a casual player is somebody who has like an hour.
We're boxing it up.
Yeah. Like I don't know how you would describe a casual player, but to me, it's like somebody who just doesn't have a lot of time to play.
I think it's a guy that doesn't have a lot of time to play. It's somebody who just has other responsibilities, and when they get a chance to engage with this cool thing, they do that. That's what I think a casual player is to some capacity. So. When you made the comment about a couple things here, so that dichotomy between the blaster, lack of content, and the new player experience, there's a ton of new player experience stuff, and there's a ton of different like diversity in the game right now for that new player to enjoy. If their witch felt stale, they could go and slap a bell with the monk and like love life, right? But the blaster chads, I would disagree that, and I'm controversial. I think Grinding Gear Games has a shitload of content for us for the end game. We just don't get to enjoy it yet. I'd like them to make sure that's in a really nice package for me because I've played other ARPGs where it was sent out a little bit too soon to see, and that ship kind of sank, right? So I do believe that they have their eye on the prize the right way, and I think that when they deliver it, this is like, I hear the term copium, it's copium take. I think they're going to do it right because everything I've seen, I like. And that's evidenced by the Abyssal League being quite successful, in my opinion, compared to previous iterations of the game's development. So they're only knocking it out of the park. We as people just have to have patience. And when you want to do the adventure mode, you're asking to get through the good stuff to get to the end stuff quickly to burn out faster, which is just going to bite you in the ass. So it's like you just got to take it in stride, take it in stride. Yeah.
Definitely. And I think that, I'm super biased because I want to enjoy this game as long as I possibly can, which is why I play Self-Found, which is why I play hardcore, because it extends the life of the game even more so.
Sure.
Because I just love it that much. But yeah, I totally know what you mean.
I'll give you a counterpoint. So if I didn't play SSF and I played Trade, one thing I would like to do is team up with you in Trade League. And if I found some currency that you didn't, I could use my currency to buy you that quiver and make your character good too. Trade's a good way to go too, like using your strong character to to empower others, there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm a big advocate for that. And so there's many ways to enjoy it with different scenarios, SSF or group play. It just depends on what you're looking for. And I think there's data out there that suggests that if you and me team up, more often than not, you and I will play that game longer together because we're building something together, we're invested together. And the SSF thing is a really, like you say, it's got a lot of longevity because you have to play the game, you have to get that 6 mod item, you must overwhelm T15 maps. That takes time, that takes work. But in a team game scenario, yeah, there's a lot of longevity there too, depending on who you want to team up with and how you want to collaborate that adventure. So,
definitely. And then when they add group self-found in, oh boy, we're gonna be cooking with the time investment. I'm gonna have to clear many days of my schedule for that.
I hope they do that. That'd be kind of cool, right? Like, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
Definitely.
Hell
Definitely.
yeah, bring it on.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about like a few different controversial topics. The final one that I wanted to ask you right now was about the difficulty of the game. And so right now we kind of find ourselves in this interesting position where, like, we're able to craft these really crazy items. Everybody seems like they're a bit more powerful right now, and just in terms of like their player power. Based on like how I felt in 0.1 and 0.2, I'd like to ask you, like, how easy does the game feel for you right now? Are you engaging with meaningful combat a lot, or does it feel a little bit too speedy, blasty, and a little bit too easy at the end game?
So personally, I don't think the game is too easy. I use the escape, pause, checkpoint, respawn way too much. So that means the difficulty is right there. Like, right? Like if I was so good that the game's too easy, I wouldn't even use that. Neither would you. So I would say the difficulty is pretty fair. I think that my gear is better, but so is the abyssal monster that laser beams you almost to death today. So like, that's some bullshit, right? So I think that we are appreciating the power, but the content's still kind of difficult. So I think the balance is okay. Melee's in a tough spot. Range is better. I like it overall. I'm liking it. I think the changes to the end game were pretty well received, even though people can't get their hands on ritual tablets. That's tough. But overall, I think it's in a good place. I think with additional updates, it's just going to become better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear that. For me, the way I sort of feel is that like the best feeling playthrough in this whole game is like you got nothing to your name. It's your first character, and you are fighting for your life to get through this campaign. And it just feels great. It feels like you're actually engaging with like combos and like, meaningful combat, the way that sort of GGG has talked about the way that they want you to, engage with that stuff. On a second character, on a blasting endgame character, we move away from that, and that's fine. I want to be able to feel like overpowered in the end game, and I want to be able to push my character to the absolute limits. But it's sort of cool that we have this like juxtaposition of like, we have that like really meaningful combat in the beginning when you're playing it the first time, and then we have this like, thing at the end where you're just trivializing the game. However, I will say that right now it feels like once you're sort of trivializing the game, there's not enough at the very end to challenge you. It feels like right now the bosses, the pinnacle bosses, they're just dying in one hit. So T15 maps, easy. Yeah,
I agree. I think that a vast majority of people, like the majority of gamers, aren't doing that. They're not just ripping through the game. They're trying to follow along. They're trying to get those divines. They're trying to get that wealth so they can feel that godlike power. Most people don't. And so when you get there, I agree it's kind of stale. And I was giving this some thought today. It was like, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this. I think the game's the best when I have okay gear. I'm in a zone where I could find really meaningful drops. I could then work on those drops to craft them into something even more substantial. That's when the game's the best for me. Like every map I run could be a really good upgrade. Do you feel the same way about that? Or when do you think the game is at its absolute best when you said absolutely nothing and like you're fighting for your life? Is that the best? Or do you think it's more what I just kind of like mentioned? What do you think?
I think they're similar. Like for me, I will like kind of, everybody knows like my favorite thing for me is like, I'm on the beach, it's my first character, and like a blue item on the ground is like, oh my God, I just found a blue item. Like this is
insane. Yeah.
Like, that is peak for me, and I love that. I do love like min-maxing characters at the end game and stuff like that, but you're absolutely right. As the upgrades fall off and the progression slows down, you're not getting those hits of dopamine, and I think that like directly contributes to like your feeling of like, maybe the game doesn't feel as good anymore because you're not getting that like those hits as frequently, right? So if you're staying in a constant state of like frequent dopamine hits or frequent upgrades and progression moments, like I can agree, like that is a good feeling.
It feels bland to me when the only thing I could get as an upgrade that's a meaningful dopamine hit would be a Hina Korra's Lock, a Mirror of Kalandra, Hedge Witch's Rune that I never ever see. Like, but that's how it gets, right? Like, you just have so much wealth. You're like, well, there's an exceptional item level Galvanic 182 base. Okay, I'll just sell it for 200 divine. But oh well. Like, when that's happening, that's so sad. But that's the time to go back to SSF Hardcore and go face the monkey, and then you'll really appreciate what you have. Like, that's what I'm telling people. Like, when you're there and you're stale and you're feeling like the game's got nothing left to offer you, go take a little stride through Act Three's jungle and go find a big friend who's waiting for you and see how you feel then. And by the way, be a huge hero and don't pause. Tell me you don't love the game, right? Go for it. See how that goes.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, you will wake the fuck up and you'll be on the edge of your chair going like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm ready. And then you're gonna be back at the beach going like, I don't know why I didn't take Blaze's advice. I should have just fucking waited. Now I'm down 3 hours, right?
Take my advice with a grain of salt, guys, because it will be the most exhilarating 30 seconds that you can have in this game when you're just going through the jungle ruins and you see that big fucker.
It's so cool. Like, they do it twice to you, right? You shit on Geonor, you're like, oh, okay, I'm the king now. And then you got Wrathbreaker, you're like, okay. And then you got welcome to Act 2, welcome to Act 3, here's the monkey, you're like, okay. And I like that they do that twice. It's like, you're not in control. It's so sweet. Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot, actually. It's great. Yeah.
Me too. Absolutely.
Big fan.
Yeah, the campaign is a banger. I love it every single time. It kind of blows my mind that people want to just get dropped off at the end game and not like play through this beautiful game that, and you know, Jonathan has openly stated, like, if players want to skip this, like, we've done something wrong. And so hopefully, you know, we'll see how it all progresses. But I really do think that by the time the campaign's done, like, it's going to be at such a great place for people that they aren't going to want to skip it as much. I think it's a time thing, like you said. If you don't have a lot of time and you want to make new characters, I think that's where the issue with playing the game casually comes through, is because you can sink so many hours into just one character, and then to have to do that again, it's like, if you don't have time, you can't really do it, you know?
Yeah, I think for you and I to really appreciate that perspective, we have to go in the mindset of somebody who doesn't get to play more than an hour a week. What would your gameplay be like? It would be a vastly different experience if you can't be a hideout warrior. It's very different, right? You can't spend time crafting greatness because you don't have time. You have to just play. And then you die in hardcore. It's like, I'll just go play softcore. You know, it's like, I get it. I get why someone might do that. It's just hard. It's hard. I would hate it, man. Like, I got to play this game. I'd call in sick. You know, I'd be like, I got to play. That's how I am. I'd get all over it. But I can imagine the frustration. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like you, Barricade. Like, you've said multiple times you have like sort of an addictive personality, and like I've definitely have that as well. Like, when I'm playing a game that I love, that I'm so interested in, I will be playing that game like as much as I can. Like, I'll be like, you know, getting my work done so that I can like log in, or like taking days off or booking days off so I can log in. And so I find it hard to identify, I guess, with the casual, because any game that I like really love, and I'm fortunate enough that I have time to set aside to play games when I want to and what I can do. I'm very lucky that I can do that. So yeah, you know, long story short, it's hard for me to be a casual, and I'm addicted as hell to Path of Exile. Sure.
But you got to have an imagination. You got to say, what would it be like if, and then swallow that pill, and then you're like, okay, I get it. But we've talked about that. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yep.
Definitely. So I wanted to check in with you. We're at like an hour and 30 right now. How are you doing, and how are you feeling?
Dogs are quiet. I'm good. How are you doing? We good to go?
I'm doing good.
I'm all set.
I have a few more questions. I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but I just want to say, this has been an awesome conversation, and thank you so much for coming on today. It's been awesome.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. Yeah, it's all good. I had a question for you. So you said you got into like, there's a dog. You were talking about murals and stuff and art and jazz. What did you do to get into art? Like, how did you get an affinity for the arts and the creative side? Like, how did Blaze become Blaze? What was that path? Was there somebody in the family that was like inclined? I want to know a little bit more about you. Like, how did you get into that? And then I'm going to dig a little deeper. Go ahead.
Yes, this sounds great. All right, guys, let's do question time with Barricade, where you can just ask me whatever questions you want. We can learn. I don't usually talk about myself on these podcasts, so this is super nice. So my story starts off with me as a troublemaking high school teenager. I've always been interested in art, but my passion for art really ignited when I was probably about 14. So like, you know, grade 9 high school, and I discovered graffiti. So graffiti was something that like I had never really known about or just ever seen before. And so I had a friend who I worked with who was doing graffiti on like some stickers that he was making. And I was like, oh, that's like super cool. And so I was immediately hooked on that particular form of expression through like visual arts. And this like ignited me. Like, I was, you know, drawing graffiti constantly, black books, markers, probably tagging way too much in my neighborhood, drawing some, you know, basically way too much attention to myself. I grew up in like a small town as well, so that is sort of like where my artistic journey really like blew up for me.
Started. Yeah, got it.
And
Yeah.
then so from that, I was like, really, really interested in like painting graffiti and everything that that had to offer. And so I ended up moving from my small town to Toronto to go to OCAD. And the only reason why I did that was not to, study arts, even though I got into a great art school. It was so I could go do graffiti in Toronto, where like all the big dogs paint and all the big dogs do graffiti and stuff like that. And so
Got you.
I spent a lot of time painting, meeting friends, growing, in that art form, as well as going to school, as much as I did. I never failed a class, so I was doing all right.
Sick. Good job. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep.
And so, little did I know that, while I was, practicing this like illegal art form, doing bridges and trains and all this types of different places you do graffiti, I was actually like gaining, skill with the spray can, a medium that it turns out not a lot of people know how to use. Like it's pretty rare to meet somebody that's like, oh yeah, I make art with spray paint. Like not many people do that. And so I was kind of developing this like niche talent. And one day I put an ad up on Kijiji, which is like a Craigslist, Canadian Craigslist, to do murals. So I heard that like there's some money in murals through like some of my friends who started doing them. This was still in university, so I was about like maybe 22 or 23 at the time. And I remember getting hired by a company. I had no mural experience. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And they put their faith in me. They saw what I had done with my graffiti work and my schoolwork. And they hired me to do a mural in their business. And for the time, I believe it was $1,000. And so getting paid $1,000 at that time was like, oh my God.
That's everything. Dude, I was working for free in the beginning, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah,
good for you.
Yeah. So I was like, I can buy so much extra spray paint with this. I can go do more graffiti with it. And at the time, like, we were painting with like Canadian Tire spray paint. And this was like the artist shit. So I don't know if you know, but there's like special mural paint out there. You can use like cool nozzles. The coverage is better. Yeah.
I know about the nozzles and stuff just because like I love graffiti art too, like graphic design. You have to learn how to recreate imagery and stuff. So in Photoshop or whatever, you would create you'd airbrush, right? We do the same kind of thing. It's like, and then I learned about graffiti, and I had a buddy of mine in my class who was big into graffiti. It's like, what a skill this is. And I've always loved it. I always loved the style of it. Like, it's so, I'm going to use the word urban, but it's so in the culture of the community. It's so sick. Like, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful to look at. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a very like full body experience. Like usually when you're drawing, you're using your hand, your wrist, your arm, but you're not really like actually moving your body. Whereas like with graffiti and painting, like, when I'm painting a mural, I'm like, dragging a line like across like, 12 feet. Like you have to actually, it's like a very physical art form. You feel very like physically involved when you're painting it, which is cool. But yeah, so anyway, that mural happened. And then that business that I did my first mural for ended up becoming like a franchise. So I did like 3 of their store locations. They like kept me on. And that was the start of Blazeworks, where like, Blazeworks started in university doing, stuff on Kijiji part-time. And then it just eventually, I just took the leap and, quit all my part-time stuff and went full-time with it.
Congratulations. I'm glad you took the leap, right? We're all the better for it. No, that's sick. So when it came to artwork for me, it was a very family thing. Like my brother was an illustrator. He still is to this day. And so I would color his artwork. I want to color in my brother's stuff because it's really cool looking stuff. And so I wonder, did your art ever like influence your dynamic with your bro? Is he artistic in any way, or what's the deal there?
So my family does not have a single visual artist on like in my side. So I was the outlier. Like I didn't have like, my brother to color in his work, or my parents to show me how to draw. Like it was very much so like an individual thing that I was into.
Does the milkman draw? Does he draw? I'm just kidding.
He must have. Like, I don't know where I got it from. I know that's on my Asian side of my family. So I'm like half Indonesian and half like Irish and English.
Sick.
Probably some Scottish in there too. Yeah, a mix. But yeah, like I'm not super like in touch with them. So there's probably like some more visual art stuff on that side of the family, but never really got to experience that. So not really any other influences on that side.
Gotcha. Okay. And so how do you think, like, I guess, how do you think that art in your gaming comes together like for your stream? Do you ever, like when I'm doing this with graphic design, right? I'm always thinking about a cool stinger transition or like, incorporating whatever I get to do with my skill set into this medium that I love. So how have you started doing that? And do you have any advice for people who have done the graffiti maybe background or an art background going into streaming for yourself? What would you tell them?
Oh, okay. This is also a great question. So I look at streaming, content creation, all that kind of stuff as another form of like visual creation. And so like I don't limit
Okay.
myself to just being like a painter or a mural painter and stuff like that. Like I love photography. I also love doing like graphic design stuff sometimes when I'm not like finessing over kerning for 2 hours. I love
Sure.
making videos. Like I'm just a creative person and I love like
Yeah.
the tangible feeling of like making something, right? And I feel like
Right.
if you're
Yeah.
interested in one art form, whatever it is, like, and you want to expand your horizons, try something new, content creation and streaming is a great outlet for that because it makes
True.
you use those skills that you've developed in your other creative processes in a different way. And I think that as creatives, sometimes we get very, very like tunnel vision on what we're doing, and it's important sometimes to like step back from what you're doing and try something else in a completely new way, something that you're bad at, to make you appreciate the process even more. And then you can come back to your medium that you're good at, and you might have learned a thing or two. You might have a new perspective that you can implement into your art. You might have a new subject matter that you find fascinating. Like all of these things create in the creative sphere kind of influence each other. So it's cool to try new things to help, make yourself better overall as an artist and creative.
So do you find yourself trying to bring like the art that you know how to generate? Because your murals are a beautiful look. Like, do you find yourself wanting to like unionize those two?
Absolutely.
Streaming and the art? Yeah, okay.
I think in the future when I have more time, I'd love to do like, hand drawn like thumbnails for all of my YouTube stuff. Like,
Ooh,
spend the time
Yeah.
and the type of work that it involves, right? And right now I don't have the time
do.
to, dedicate, days and days and days to do that. But I would love if like, I had more of like a personal touch, with my thumbnails and like, all that type of stuff, like bringing more of that art, that personal identity into my stuff is what I want to do more with that as well.
Okay, so for anybody who is like potentially, this is just more specific for you, potentially getting into like the graffiti background stuff, they want to get into doing that stuff, not breaking the law. What kind of advice would you give to somebody doing that?
That's a really hard
Don't
question
break
to
the fucking
answer.
law. Yeah.
It's really hard to answer because by nature, like, so just a lot of people get this definition mixed up. So they hear graffiti and they automatically associate anything that you're doing with spray can. And so I always have to sort of reiterate
Okay.
this, like graffiti is illegal. Graffiti is letter based in nature. So it's like, type your own stylized typography that you're placing illegally on different surfaces. So if you want to get into that, you have to accept the fact that you will be, it's like playing hardcore. You're going to die. You're going to put yourself in risk.
You're
And-
not gonna die if you do graffiti. That's
No,
not gonna happen.
but there's
You
some-
might walk away with silver bracelets because it wasn't your wall. That might
I
happen.
mean, you can, dude.
right?
If you're hanging out on train tracks late at night and you get hit
That's
by a train,
true.
dude, like you can,
That's true.
you literally can die. I know people who have passed away doing graffiti.
That's
like,
not good.
It's dangerous. And so
That's not good.
it's a risk that you have to take. And I would say that again, like playing hardcore SSF, you need to manage risk as much as possible.
Okay, so you would tell somebody getting into graffiti, manage your risk.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
And acknowledge that you're taking risk. Like, instead of going out and doing something illegal, you could basically like set up something in your backyard and manage that risk that way. Like you could,
What if-
yeah.
Thank you. That's good. I was going to say, what if like another strategy be like take the digital approach? So you could like buy a tablet, a Wacom tablet. So you could like emulate what it might be like before you ever break the law and make new friends for free because you weren't supposed to be there. Would that be a viable option, or is that off the table?
It definitely is a viable option. I mean, dude, I'm all for like practicing on like, if it's a sketchbook or a tablet or whatever
Okay.
you can like, hone your craft in.
Sure.
The reality is, and this is why this is such a hard question to answer, is like the act of getting out there and painting with a spray can is like intrinsic to the art form of graffiti. Like you putting your name
Yeah,
in places So it's hard for me to be like, go out there and do it because I know that that's inherently putting people at like legal risk or danger. And so I would just say like, if you can find a place that's like safe and where you can practice, if you can set up like a board in your backyard or, talk to a local business
there
and
like-
get it. Yeah.
Is there like communities and stuff of like where people are allowed to just overwrite each other's crap and like put layers and layers and layers of paint in like certain places? Like, is there like a group they could find and stuff like that? Does that exist?
There are certain like spots that are
Okay.
like permitted spots depending on your city. Like there might be like a skate park that has like a wall that you can paint and stuff like that there.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, it's like the stuff that gets painted there, you can't expect it to, have any sort of longevity because, it's a practice
Right.
spot. But there are
Yeah.
like as you put it, like
Practice spot.
practice spots.
good.
Those are good resources as well for sure.
Okay, just yeah, I was curious about that. So, question for you, because your timeline and my timeline is different. So, when it comes to what I'm going to call for you transitioning between like your primary roles as your job and then getting into content creation, how, and this is like a question that I think we're supposed to talk about, but it's all good. How do you balance the duality of that? Like in today's 2025 streaming conversion from primary job into this bonus amazing career path, how are you finding a way to balance that? And what do you give to other people that want to be up and coming to give it a shot? What would you tell them?
Oh my gosh, this is great. I get to
The
answer
order
my own,
reverse.
I get to answer my own question. You have to answer this after because I want to hear your take on this as well. So for
Sure.
me, the balancing act is very much like, as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, like I have a busy mural season during, the summer months. And so it's hard for me to balance content creation in that. It's honestly something that I'm really struggling with right now because I love this so much as well. And so it's almost like I have, these competing passions where I'm getting to this point where like, the mural stuff is incredible, but I also love making content and doing podcasts and playing
Yeah.
games on stream and stuff. So it's like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very much in a mode right now where I have to figure out like how to make both of these things exist and give both of these things enough time to have them be productive. And so I don't know how I'm balancing them right now. It's pretty much like if I'm not booked on a mural project or I don't have to do mural work, I'm doing this. And so I don't know if that's the most sustainable, but that's kind of where I'm at right now with that.
Okay, so it sounds like you're figuring it out. So
Yeah.
in terms of like your insight to offer to somebody coming up to it, your challenges are your challenges, right? And your employment situations maybe a little bit different because maybe theirs is a bit more rigid. Was there anything that you could like offer for them based on way it's gone for you so far, like networking with people, approaching people, like anything there that you maybe have for fruits to bear for folks?
Absolutely. Yeah. So for me, like
Okay.
I've been very, very fortunate that the podcast has introduced me to lovely folks such as yourself and like everybody else that I've had on the podcast. It's been an absolutely incredible way to sort of just get introduced to people within the community. And it really is. I've talked about this with Vivi Villain on our last episode.
Vivi Vallone, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
she's
people, yeah.
great. It's hard to go at content creation or any sort of hobby solo self-found. It's much easier to go into it on like Trade League and like meet people, get help from people when you need help with, reach
Interesting.
out to people. And so like, in that aspect of content creation, I'd say like, definitely don't feel like you're in this alone. Like there's so many people who are out there that you can connect
you're
with.
not.
And all it takes is like a message or like going into a Twitch chat and being like, hey, like, let's talk about video games, and you never know what can happen. So yeah, definitely don't be afraid to reach out. It's the worst thing that can happen is they'll say no, and the best thing that can happen is they'll say yes, and there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair advice. So reach out, network, and that's true for me too. So I will answer the question because I have no problem doing it. So for me, it's one word. It's just one word. It's called discipline. You have to discipline yourself if you want to take streaming to the next level for yourself and like maybe have a shot at letting it go anywhere. You have to be treating it like it's a job because it is a job. And so that was like another thing we're going to talk about. How does this becoming a job take away from the gaming fun, right? But when you treat this as a job, you're talking about making sure you're connecting with your community at all times that you say you will. It's about prioritizing things like the work-life balance. You just have to be disciplined. You have to say, I'm not going to sleep. And I have to have a great support system in real life that understands what my goals are. And without those, I think it's going to be a fruitless endeavor. Now, that's just my insight, because if I didn't have the family I have that understood where I was trying to go with this and they believed in me, it wouldn't have happened. And so I think it'd be very difficult for a young man or young woman with like a young family to try to get after this too, because you have to have meaningful time live. You have to schedule the interviews and stuff. So discipline is everything. Saying, I've got this much time, I'm going to do this. This has to happen. And you execute on that decision. And so it was all about aliquots of time. And if you're in like the corporate world, they might call it sprints. Like you have to have, this is what we're doing throughout throughout the day. Like you have to have all that figured out. You have to have your shit together, or else it kind of falls apart, right? It becomes really chaotic. So discipline is everything. Structuring your day and then knowing what you want to go for as a goal and following that and being true to you is what I would say. A good microphone's nice; they can hear you. Good webcam doesn't help, doesn't hurt, or maybe it depends. You might want to go like VTuber. Good lighting, all that stuff is extra. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
But you have to get out there. You have to get out there, and you have to be okay with who you are. So yeah.
That's great
And
advice.
then that other point, like, do you find that your gaming enjoyment has diminished because you treat it like work now, or is it still just you sharing the moment with your community and it's still great?
I still play games off stream, as I think you do as well. Like you said the other day, you were playing Path of Exile 2 Hardcore SSF off stream just because I'm gathering that you just were having fun playing and you wanted to play. So I still do that too. Yeah, I still do that too all the time. Like, yeah, it doesn't take away from it for me.
Okay, so for me, there are moments where I'm playing a game and I was like, you know what, this is just. I fell in this trap, and I think content creators do this. This is just work now. Like I was playing games because I felt like that's what people wanted to see me play, and that was early on in my days. And nowadays, I play what I want to play, and I try to be as authentic as possible and genuine as possible. So if we're doing something, it's because I really want to play it, right? And so try not to play the music for the crowd. Play the music for yourself in that regard. Just enjoy what you're doing, so we can all enjoy it together. And if you're doing that, I don't think it feels like work too much. Even though we're talking about playing video games as a job, it gets to be that way. So I think it's important to just enjoy what you do. You have to enjoy what you do.
100%. And I'm such a big proponent of that. Like from, choosing to do art as like my full-time job, which is like very hard and very scary to do. It was all based on the passion that I have for that. And, it doesn't help that it does help that I've done a bunch of shit jobs that I didn't love to do. And I was like, I would rather be like struggling financially, but also happy with the work that I'm doing and excited to do it than like making money doing something that like, I can't wait to clock in and clock out sort of thing. And that's kind of the choices that I made in life. And I think that like content creation, streaming, all this type of stuff, like aligns more with that for me personally as like what I enjoy. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love to hear it.
Yeah, man.
That was my questions for you so far. I don't really have much else. I got to say congratulations on 97 Hardcore SSF. That's wild. That's very good. You should pat yourself on the back. That's not something most people do. So GG's to you. That's fantastic.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, we're going for 100 this league. We're going to 100. I don't know if it's gonna happen with all the stuff I'm doing, but that is the goal right now with that character is to go to level 100. So hopefully I can pop in your stream and be like, I did it, Barricade. We're there.
You tell me you're 99 point whatever 95. I swear to God, I pause what I'm doing. I watch your stream. We get there together. We watch that 100 tick.
Yes,
I want to see that. Like you got to do it, and then we pop off and have a good time. Hell yeah, I can't wait.
Be a moment. Yeah. I have a couple more questions for you.
Oh, fire off. Go ahead.
Yeah, before we wrap up. And then just a few more closing.
I apologize for the dog. This is usually his W time, so
No, you're good. You're good. Won't take up too much more of your time.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you as sort of a final question about Path of Exile. So where do you see the future of this game going? Do you think that it's going to be absolutely massive when the game is free? Give me sort of your perspective on how you feel like the game is going to develop in the future.
I think if things don't change from other companies and their influences, this will be the next big modern ARPG. The #1 pre-selling game on Steam with early access tells you something, right? And if they keep making great decisions and listen to their community, which I'm grateful that they do, and respond in the way that they do, we're in for a good fucking time. And there's no reason for me to think otherwise because they play their game, they listen, and they do what they say they're going to do to some degree. They're even staying on target with 2 video games as a company, which is like, I think, a first for them too. So where do I think it's going to go? To the moon. And I'm just hoping I get my hands on that rocket before it leaves the planet because I want to be on that. That shit's sick and I love it. And I just can't wait to play a frickin' Templar. Can I please get a sword, or maybe a flail? Like, let's go. And I could slap that shit across the faces of my enemies. I'm just ready. I'm ready to go. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like, barring any like major mistakes that, GGG could make that could, throw off the trajectory, like they're doing all the right things. And I am so confident and so optimistic for the future of this game, man. And I'm excited to be on this journey with you, like kind of ground floor, like starting off like in December and going from there. Like it's really cool and really exciting.
Yeah, I've heard people like unfortunately unhappy with the fact that it's taken so long to get where we are. But look what we have. Like it's insane. It's great. Look at this game. It's an early access. At least they opened it up for us to enjoy. Like maybe we weren't playing this, right? It's nuts. Like let's play this. And our impact is like changing the way the game is now too, which is great. So big W, big fan.
Oh yeah, no, early access is the way to go. I mean, imagine if this game came out next year and it still had, the quadruple whammy where you died and you lost your map and you lost you lost your XP and like that, the stuff that we had to deal with in 0.1, like all of that stuff was getting ironed out for us so that the people who hop in 1.0 are getting the best experience possible,
But
right?
man, I don't even have to imagine it because I did it. And even when I was doing it then, it was okay. I was still all right with it. I paid the price, so I didn't mind. But now it's so much easier because of our influence and our participation. So fuck yes, like it's gonna be awesome.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah,
sick.
I'm so stoked. Okay, and so I know we talked about sort of your advice to people. You talked about being disciplined as like sort of the main proponent for advice to people. I wanted to ask you as sort of a final closing question, like just what do video games mean to you, and how like how significant of an impact have they had on your life, man?
Tough question. That's a tough one. Good question. What do video games mean to me? It's changed over my years. In the very beginning of my life, when it was like a not so great household and people were abusive and we needed an escape, video games were that escape. Now that I'm 40, I'm an adult and I've raised a family. Video games are a way that I connect with people in my life in a digital way that provides a positive outlook for them day to day. And so video games is a connective tissue in a digital realm that allows me to influence positivity in the lives of others. And I get to do that in a place that I feel comfortable with nowadays where I didn't before. And so that's what video games do. That's what video games mean. They're everything. How have they changed my life? I literally get to do this as a career because other people play that video game that I play too. So I'm so lucky and grateful for the opportunity to have had video games in my life when I've sat at tables of people who work like jobs like construction and stuff, and they're telling me video games are for fucking nerds and there's nothing there and these guys are wasting their time. And I just literally shake his hand and say, hey, I play video games for a living. And like just watching that stare, you're like, yeah, like you don't know what you're talking about. Like it's crazy. And so what does it mean for me? It means a bright future for me and those I'm connected with, because it's just a life-changing, amazing experience. And it's crazy to think that I'm saying that about video games, but that's what it is. And so I'll give you that serve back to you. How has video games changed your life? Right?
Oh my God, dude! It's such a hard thing to put into words, because much like yourself, I've had gaming, and I've had gaming through the dark times as well as the good times in my life too. And it goes without saying, but I will say this: like, video games have brought me some of the like best moments in my life. Like, I've met so many beautiful friends that I've made online. Like, I've like had some of the most highs in life just from like playing games with my brother, as we talked about playing like Mortal Kombat after school. Like, dude, there's so many things that have been like positive through gaming through me. And I love just like hearing, even us being able to connect today because of this shared interest in gaming that we have. Like, it's a very, very special thing. And I don't see myself stopping playing at all, like for my whole life. I feel like I'm just gonna be like a lifelong gamer, man. Like Deathbed, PoE 4 on my laptop, or like, virtually augmented into my brain at that point. And I'm gonna be gaming until the very end, boys. I love it so much.
This is true. Like, so I don't know why I said this is true. Like, I'm out here fucking lying to people, but it's true to me, and I can't believe that it's true. I've met people from Egypt, Australia, Japan, China, America, right? I'm Canadian, you're Canadian, right? We meet people that I would have never, ever met because of video games, right? And it's so crazy to think that's even true. Like, it's mind fucking blowing. And then TwitchCon's coming up next week, which is nuts. I think next week? Yeah. And I get to meet all these amazing community members in San Diego again. This has been my second year going. And if it wasn't for video games, I wouldn't be anywhere near San Diego eating those delicious tacos and just having those memories, those forever moments with great people. And so how do you not give it up for video games, right? Even if the end game's shallow, who gives a shit? Look what it does, right? Look what we get to do because of this thing. Like, it's sick, man. It's just life altering, crazy stuff. Amazing. I get to talk to you today, right?
Yeah.
Which we would have never talked, but like, thanks video games, right? Let's go. Amazing.
Absolutely. Another W for video games, 100%. Dude, okay, awesome. Thank you. That was a beautiful answer, dude. It resonated with me so hard, and I hope it resonated with some of you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for listening to today's special episode with Barricade. It's been an absolute blast, brother. So at this time, just shout yourself out, man. Let us know where we can find you and what you're working on. Maybe talk about TwitchCon as well if you want to provide any more info for the listeners out there.
Yeah, sure. So I'm not going to dox myself. Thank you for the podcast. And no, I'm just kidding. So I stream on twitch.tv/barricade. I'm also on YouTube. It's Barricade TTV. And it's 4 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I don't stream on Mondays because fuck those after corporate life of like 20 years. So that's what I do. And I do make content live with amazing people. And I try to make as much YouTube content as I can, but it's tough. It's tough. So I do it the best I can. And then TwitchCon. So TwitchCon's coming up 17th through the 19th. I'll be in San Diego where there's a community event. Depending on when you hear this, there's going to be a community event on the Friday that we're putting together just to hang out, grab some grub, play some whatever the hell, and just be in each other's company. So that's what I plan on doing at TwitchCon. And if you're looking for a community of people that is putting up the positivity and just kind of ushering away the negativity, I've been doing this for years. You're more than welcome to join it. It seems like Blaze is doing the same thing. You don't like at all reek of negative energy at all. So as long as communities like mine, his, and others are propagating, it's going to be a successful time in games. So for me and everybody I represent, thank you for the opportunity, and I hope we do it again sometime. And maybe, just maybe, we team up and actually do something in PoE 2. Who knows?
All right, man. And don't, if you pull my wrist hard enough, we might be able to team up eventually. I think that would be cool. Maybe if they do like group self-found someday, we can team up and like do that. That would be super cool. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. And as always, I will leave a link to Barricade's Twitch, YouTube, all that fun stuff in the description of this video. Go check him out. Go say hi. Go watch him bust a move on Twitch. It's a really, really great time. Dude, thank you so much for today. You are awesome. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all. All right, man. Woo! We did the damn thing. We did it.
Yay, that was fun.
Awesome.
You're a good person. I'm glad I did this. Like I mentioned you before, man. I don't know who I talked to, so I had to ask you the questions, and hopefully it wasn't too, in the life, not too doxy.
No, this was a special episode because again, like I have to preface, like I want to say thank you for like just making it more like reciprocal. Like it was cool. I'm all for like learning about my guests. Like you guys are the priority. I want to make sure that I'm learning about you. But it's also cool, I think, for the people who are watching and part of my community to like hear me talk about me too, because I don't really do that as much as I should or whatever. So yeah, it's cool, man. Thank you for that.
I'm going to say, for anybody listening, watching right now, even though it's not like we're cut the cast, doesn't matter. Hands together for Blaze. The guy literally networks, gets his ass out there, puts these things together so we can have something to watch, hang out with, and participate in. That's amazing. Hands together for this guy. Thank you, because not enough people do it. And you're great at it. Like you're well spoken. The cadence is nice, and I had a great time. So as much as you say we're the guest, you're my guest today. So I had to make sure you're good to go too. So yeah, all good.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Yeah, well, I'd love to do another episode with you in the future, like maybe another patch or something.
Maybe an IRL. Podcast, like we said. Why don't we do that?
I promise that if we do another IRL podcast, I will actually like have a checklist of like stuff we do and make it actually proper. Because so here's the thing, as we mentioned before I let you go, like I'm very particular about like this is my baby. Like I want it to be high quality, maybe have a couple cameras, our legs crossed, like how they do it at GGG headquarters, like, make it look good. You know what I mean? Like, and so, yeah,
I was thinking if we just ruminating this one, because no one does this, right? What if me and you meet up at like an IRL spot?
Yeah.
Laptops out. Me and you have we'll do a stream out of it, not just a podcast. Okay. So we have to play the game together, like hardcore. If we beat a boss, we answer a question, we ask a question. Q&A from the chat, right?
Yeah.
And so we do this the whole time up until Act 1, and that's kind of like a bit of a stream, bit of a time. Maybe Act 2, Act 3, you call it. And so as we dominate bosses, we answer questions together, and that's the next podcast. And then we just kind of do that kind of thing. You play the game, and by achieving certain goals in the game, we answer more questions, give away prizes, that kind of thing. Make it a whole community thing.
Oh my god, dude, that sounds legendary. Oh my god. All right, guys.
Why are we doing this?
We got some stuff to cook on. But I can definitely say that, this isn't the last you've seen of Blazeworks and Barricade. Potentially a pretty cool IRL collab coming.
Dude, you could teach me how to do graffiti on a wall. We get to find out who's faster. I will haul ass. The spots I know how to run, so we'll see. That'd be awesome. I'd be down for that. Oh yeah, gone,
man.
Right?
This sounds awesome. All right, bro. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, bro. Thank you so much for today, and we'll be in touch.
Have a great time.
I'll see you on your
Much
stream.
love.
Okay?
See you, dude. GG's. Thank you.
All right, bye, guys. All right, guys. We did the damn thing. What a fucking lovely person that is. Again, just another like goated person within the community. Like unreal, man. I just love PoE2 so much, bro. So good. Let me know what you guys thought in the like. I'm here to answer any questions. What do we got here? Barricade is a W. Good times. 10 out of 10. Hearing this, I want to move to Canada. Get the Canadian PoE2 HCSs up, boys. Dude, that'd be crazy. Ever seen? You're gonna have to come down 100%. We need to get you in here. Fucking incredible, dude. Thank you so much, bro. Honestly, I have to say thank you guys again. If you've made it this far or you tuned in and then tuned out and tuned back in again, like I really appreciate you guys hanging out today. Doing this stuff is just it means so much to be able to connect with these awesome creators and just like, showcase to the community like more people that are awesome for you guys to check out. So, yeah, it's truly an honor and a pleasure as well. Infinite Mind, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How far from Alaska do you live? DM might be close by. DM lives, I would imagine, very far from me. So, okay, imagine Ontario is here. So DM lives way, way over here. But I would love to have DM. He's actually one of the guests that I would really love to have on the podcast. So I think it's just a matter of time until I get connected with him somehow. He's really he has a lot of people in his chat, so it's hard for him to like see messages and stuff like that. But I don't know if he knows that I exist. But DM, if you're seeing this somehow, I would love to chat with you. So please come on down. Come on down. He does. Okay. I mean, I've died a few times. I've been on Exiled again, so that's cool. But yeah, I think what we'll do now is I'm gonna go grab a drink and then we will play some Path of Exile for a bit. Yeah, I think probably play for the day. You watched my PoE1 video on stream? No way. Really? You reacted to it? Was it a good reaction? Was it bad? What was it? No way. I didn't know that. I know Gazzy watched it, but I wasn't sure if like DM saw it or anything. That's insane. Yeah, what a legend Barricade is. What an absolute legend. Showing some love to the like, smaller streamers as well, like myself, the newbies. That stuff just, it says a lot, right? Good luck in your career and streaming channel. Yo, thank you so much, Tony. Good to have you in here, man. DM is a humble guy. I think that he knows you. Okay. Okay, so maybe we're more known than we think, but I don't know. It's hard to say. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to use the washroom and grab a quick drink, and then we will get to playing some PoE2. 2 minutes. All right, we're back. Tony Zink, welcome in, dude. Thank you for the follow, bro. Infinite Mind. Hi, Blades. Great pod. I'm from Cade's community and now a part of yours. Dude, welcome in, dude. So happy that you enjoyed the podcast, man. It was a true pleasure talking with Barricade. Let me just quickly end this stream. Actually, you know what? We'll leave this the way it is on YouTube. Let me change the title though on this one. Actually, yeah, let me just reset the streaming stuff.